FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. R&R in the morning, taking off on a Friday. He's Rudy J.
Yes, sir.
Freshly
shaved, baby.
Shine dome, looks good on a Friday.
Looking like a bag of money.
A bag of donuts.
For real, that too. I haven't had a donut in a while.
Doesn't that sound good though right now?
Sounds great. I thought Karl was going to bring us some breakfast.
Karl ain't going to bring us no donuts. I'm not sure what Karl would bring us for breakfast. Is there such thing as a breakfast salad?
You have one every day.
That's not salad.
That's what it says on the packaging.
It doesn't say salad.
What does it say, Rob?
It says like
breakfast.
Well, there's no green in it. There's
No.
I think salad has to have something green, right? No, I guess not.
No, because there's chicken salad.
But there's lettuce in there.
Oh, it's just
no
squished
celery.
around.
There's some celery
Okay.
in some
It's
chicken
just squished
salad.
around.
We get off the rails within 30 seconds of
Let's
beginning.
go.
Karl Schoenig on
Let's
the
go.
other side of the double pane glass. We have made it. August the 20th, 7:01. You made it to Friday. We'll make sure we start your day the right way. Don't mind them brake lights. We're going to get you all the way to work if that's where you want to go.
I think I'm going no headphones. I need to show off the ball.
Look at you.
No headphones today till we get a call.
Look at you.
So, Karl, give me the hand signals. We going all hand signals today. What up, Vince?
And I would like to point to all those watching. We got Karl up there at 2 o'clock. If you're going to sasportstar.com and you go by the 2 o'clock on your watch face, you'll see you'll see Rudy up on the right-hand side. I'll be down there in the middle. And then you'll see a well-lit Karl Schoenig on the upper left-hand side about 9 o'clock. Make sure you're heading to sasportstar.com or our Facebook feed or our YouTube feed. San Antonio Sports Stars, where you want to land. You can watch us live and go to our website. There's lots of stuff to be won. We got $500 gift card to your favorite school or charity and $500 for you for our back-to-school contest. It's easy to win. Just go to the website. Get you all updated for the weekend. Got some football last night we're going to dive into. LeBron's angry.
What's new?
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about LeBron being upset.
I have a little different take on that one today than I normally would.
Did you watch the football game last night?
Bits and pieces. When Jalen Hurts had to go to the hospital with bubble guts, I kind of got a little bit disinterested, but I was very interested in one of our topics from yesterday's show.
Right.
As far as Cam Newton and Mac Jones. So yes, I did tune in for, bits and pieces of that game to see what their competition was looking like and how it was stacking up.
I'll tell you what, Belichick's job got a little bit more difficult. Patriots take down the Eagles 35-0.
Yeah.
Woo, that is I don't care preseason or not. That kind of beating hurts.
Yeah, you got to get 3 points.
Yeah, you got to do something. And to give up 35 points and now you didn't have your quarterback. I understand that,
but the Eagles look like the dumpster of the NFC East.
Yes, they are.
I mean, that's fair. I'm sorry, Karl. I'm sorry, Drew. I know we got a few Eagles fans out there, but the Eagles look like they have a strong hold on fourth place.
We're well aware of this. Don't need to apologize.
Karl, I am curious as an Eagle fan. Nick Sirianni, when we sit here a year from today, is Nick Sirianni going to be the head coach of the Eagles?
I always give guys a chance, but he's put in a position to fail because it seems like he entered in a toxic environment where everybody is unsure of even wanting to be there. I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts is already frustrated with Howie Roseman and the gang. Eagles fans are pretty sure Howie Roseman has pictures of somebody.
It sounds that way, right?
I feel like he's going to be safe because I feel like this is their guy that they want to take all of the bullets until they get the team they want, and then they'll bring in the guy. I don't feel like they didn't bring this guy in because they think like, oh, this guy's going to succeed. This is the guy they're bringing in. Like, this is who we're going to have here while we rebuild. And then once, okay, like these guys, some of the rookies that you draft, they develop, and it's like, okay, we look like we have a shot. Now we go and get McCarthy, whoever. So to me, I think he's safe. I think he can go 0-16. He comes back.
I wouldn't go that far. 0-17, but yeah.
17, my bad. Thank you. Chain. Give me the chain.
No, it's a new thing.
No,
Don't worry
we'll
about
allow
it.
you.
Okay.
That's because it hasn't actually happened yet.
Okay.
The NFL, as we know it, still is a 16
Okay.
league, 16 game season. Next year, you'll get the chain. The
Hey, mama.
the beatdown was
that?
evident, but more importantly, Belichick's got a question to answer. Both quarterbacks look good. Cam Newton, first series, boom, 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 down the field. Enough seen. Bring in Mac, and he
Breaking
looked good
tackles.
too.
He breaking tackles, getting
Well,
out the
that's scary.
pocket.
I don't want to see that again.
Yeah. But Mac looks good too. And if you're in New England, see, this is the thing with fan bases. The fan base is like, and it's sad. This is we treat, and I feel bad because I'm old. We treat old people so wrong.
Yes, we do.
It's like, get the old quarterback out of here. Let's just start the new series. Like, we all forget that hopefully one day we all get old. Getting old is a blessing. But when you do get old, expect people to treat you like crap, because nobody in New England, nobody in Chicago, nobody in San Francisco, and Garoppolo ain't old.
No, well, in comparison.
Right. Like, nobody wants to give the vet a shot. Nobody in New England wants Cam Newton to be the QB after last season and after what they've seen from Mac Jones in Alabama and in preseason. So I don't know what Belichick does.
You start Cam Newton is what you do.
So you
I'm
want
still
Justin
hanging
Fields,
there.
but you don't want Mac Jones. Like, you
If
feel like
Cam Newton played like that in Chicago,
help
you'd
me
start
out.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
If Cam Newton played like that in San Francisco, you'd start Cam Newton. If you've got a vet that you're comfortable with and you're in a process that is sooner than later, and later, yeah, Mac Jones, as
Okay.
Andy Dalton said about Fields, his time's coming. It's my time now.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
I want to compare and contrast Andy Dalton and Cam Newton.
We're gonna get to
and
that.
figure out who would be the better backup.
Yeah, we got to get to that.
LeBron James is not the best player in the NBA. Is that a fair
True or
statement?
false?
Is that just on the top? Is it
don't
a
know.
fair statement? And then beyond that, is it a bad idea to give LeBron James something to work toward?
Yeah.
Give him a chip to put on his shoulder. Give him an article to put in front of on his mirror every morning when he wakes up, because according to a survey on ESPN of general managers throughout the NBA, he ain't the best player. They
According
like
to them.
the freak Kevin Durant. Hard to argue those two. LeBron certainly has some things to say about it. I think he called himself washed up and old in a tweet.
Yeah, he said, I needed more to gas me up. Thank you. We're going now? We doing you want to tackle this now?
Oh, we're gonna get into it. I just wanted to
Okay.
bring up everybody,
Okay.
get everybody kind of caught up, and because probably everybody's been playing the new Madden.
Greek Freak gets the crown for now. He's the king of the mountain right now.
It's hard to argue.
What?
Scoreboard. Scoreboard.
I'm gonna leave it.
Holding the
I'm
ring.
not gonna debate this right now.
But it's hard to argue. I'm not saying I agree, but you just point to
hard
the
to argue.
scoreboard and go, well, who's most recently been an MVP and who's got the most recent ring? That would be me.
He won back-to-back MVPs. He won an MVP the same year he won a Defensive Player of the Year. He won with Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. He won with Budenholzer, who some people think can't coach. But he also won in a year where a lot of people were injured.
True.
That's not his fault. That's not his fault.
Scoreboard. That's
not his fault.
We fall back to what have you done for me lately? And last we saw LeBron, he was being exited early.
Now are we talking? See, this is why this conversation is so hard to have. Like, are we just talking about the best basketball player? Or are we talking about the person with the most accolades? Like, that's why it's a subjective argument and there's no right answer, because do you really feel like the Greek Freak is a better basketball player?
He got no back. No.
Than Kevin Durant or Luka?
Absolutely
Is he better
not.
than Luka?
No. He is not more skilled than others. He's not. But skill is one thing, ability another. I think you have to include.
He plays both ways, though.
Yes, and you also have to include the quality of your team. If all things come even, if you can't quite figure out, okay, after the individual numbers, what's the next thing you can look at? Well, how was the team? Well, Freak got a better team. He's got the ring. But we did poke the bear.
He's upset.
Poke the bear. Now,
I'm upset. But this is the thing with that. When Tom Brady does these things, we're like, oh man, he's so ultra competitive. We love him. Oh my God, he always finds a way to motivate himself. He works out every day. He eats great. We love it. When LeBron does it, it's like, shut your ass up. We don't want to hear all that.
It's true.
What I mean? Like, when you're in year 19, I don't care how much grilled chicken and avocado ice cream you eat. I don't care how much you love working out. It's tough. I would imagine it's still tough. Like, some days you just don't have it. I'm a billionaire athlete. I'm going to keep making billions once I retire. I've got 4 rings with a great look at 5. I don't feel like doing the Stairmaster today. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you get this and it's like, whoo, you know what? I didn't feel like swimming. I didn't feel like eating this. I didn't feel like doing that. But now it's like, okay, now I found the reason. And the older great ones do this. So I'm not going to kill LeBron for this one, because I can only imagine when you have that much money and you've accomplished as much as he has, there's some days you just want to throw your hands in the air and say, screw this. I don't need this in my life. And then so you're looking for motivation. Tom does it the best. Tom is like Mike. They make up stuff to make themselves upset. So I get where LeBron's coming from with this one.
But I guess when it comes a time that you need to be motivated,
right,
that's when you start to question whether they're still the greatest. Did we ever question Kobe's work ethic? Did we ever go,
no.
If you make Kobe mad, he's going to work harder? No, he was always working as hard as he possibly could every day of his life. And I believe, honest to God, that LeBron does.
He's too. Like that too.
I don't think he's going to work harder today than he did yesterday. I don't think he's going to go, well, one more workout. It'll be 4 days instead of 3. No, I don't think that. I think it's a matter of the mental. All right. But physically, 82, I don't think you could do
I'm talking
more.
About 82. Well, this is the thing that I am happy about. It happens to everyone. I remember in 2011, 2012, when LeBron Nation started saying, hey, y'all, LeBron's better than Kobe. And
how dare you?
I threw my phone. Like, how dare you? Like, this is a part of it. Like, this is a part of it. Like, at some point, you have to pass the torch. And at some point, it's like, you know what? He might be a little better than you right now, LeBron. He plays more defense. He dominates. He's hit his free throws in the finals when they mattered the most. This happens to every star. He should not be immune to it, but I get where he's coming from.
Mufasa dies.
Damn.
I mean, it's what happens, man.
That's brutal.
Yeah,
no,
Mufasa dies.
Mufasa
it happens. Die. There's somebody coming. There's another lion being held up.
Yeah.
Every time I turn on a football game and see any highlight of football, whether it be practice or game, why am I seeing fights everywhere?
I want to know that.
It's crazy, isn't it?
They're ready to play.
Is it because last year it was so bubbled up that?
No.
Is it just
a lot of fighting in the NFL?
And is it more of a representation of just the general attitudes of our country and society right now? Because my goodness, yesterday there were 3 like knockdown, throwdown brawls across the NFL.
Gruden went gridiron gang. Get off my field.
Get on the bus and go. You know, we're gonna have to go run laps. And then we've got Antonio Brown with the Bucks punching somebody with the Titans. There was a riot there as well.
Antonio Brown should be walking a tightrope. He's lucky. Tom. The fact that Tom Brady likes him is the reason he's in the league. Without Tom Brady, I don't think Antonio's in the league. So I wouldn't be fighting anyone,
especially hitting somebody in the face like that. That's why we need to start televising those practices.
You want to see a fight, Rob? Do you like a good old-fashioned fist fight?
What it shows me, though, think about how boring preseason games are.
Oh, I mean,
horrible. At least if we were watching the practices and the fights, there would be something worth watching. That's why I would much rather every week, you don't have to show me a preseason game. Set up all the cameras at a practice. I think there's more to be gained, more to be seen, more to be learned from that than watching a bunch of 3s go against a bunch of 4s. Because at least in these controlled scrimmage practices, the ones are playing a lot.
There's something to that.
I mean, last night We got to see Cam Newton. And I've been trying to count the stars, the good players that I have seen play in the preseason. How many have you seen? 5? We saw Tom Brady to start. He played. We saw Cam last night.
So I've seen Patrick Mahomes.
We saw Mahomes take a couple of snaps.
So Mahomes,
that's 3. Have we seen a single starter on the offense of note for the Dallas Cowboys that we care about? Well, have we seen?
I've seen Gallup.
We did see Gallup, number 3 on the wide receiver hit list for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Seen very little of that offensive line.
I see you working, Rob.
See, preseason.
I see you working.
We will drink the sand in August. If you tell us it's water, we'll drink it because it's football. Mm-hmm. But obviously, by the numbers, by what we're seeing, preseason games are one thing, but the practices, that's where the competition is. The fights breaking out like crazy. They're going after each other. That's what happens, I guess. It gets hot.
It's hot. Summertime, there's more shootings, more everything. And it's been a hot one.
Yesterday was hot. We've had a pretty easy summer. I feel like the next couple of weeks going to get hot.
I want to hear you talking about hot. You have a pool, Rob. You're not allowed to talk about heat because you could just go dive in.
Yeah, but the pool requires maintenance.
You know what? That's the other thing about a pool that people underestimate. Because at any moment you could come out and it's green.
I would hasten to guess mine's probably a little green today.
Is it a weekly maintenance? Is it daily?
It's every other day. If you want to have the pristine blue hotel pool.
Are you the vacuum everyday guy? Is it running all day? I
have a service that will come out.
Okay.
But they do vacuuming one day a week, and they come in to check the chemicals and just make sure everything is in working order. But in the meantime, the maintenance, no, I handle that. Or I have a yard guy. My dad. So he might be out there taking care. Okay. And actually, my father's a bit obsessed with that pool.
That's cool. Hey, you know what? I'm all for it. Keep moving.
He doesn't swim, but he is obsessed with
the blue doesn't even get in. He just
he might swim once or twice a year.
It's something calming about just sitting out there and just seeing the pool, just the little ripples.
Mm-hmm. And just sit there and go, it's clean.
Man,
it's beautiful.
I'd be out there with a pack of cigars. I'd be out there every weekend. Smoke me about 2-3 sticks with a couple of whiskeys.
Smell the cigar smoke and the smoke.
See, you want to get out there and grill. I don't want to get out there and work.
That's not work. That's a labor of love.
I like that. LOL, labor of love.
Labor
what you know about that, Karl?
Well, Karl has a labor of love 3 times a day. Well, actually 5 times a day. He labors with love. He puts together the list of things that you absolutely have to know for the day. We like to call it the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210.
That's right. Shout out to Ray Dizzle on our YouTube feed who asks for this early every single day.
Yes,
Headline 2.
He asked for it at 7:03.
Did he?
Shout out to Ray Dizzle. Even though he thinks LeBron's the GOAT, he's okay with us.
He's a young buck.
All righty. Headline 2. Top New York Jets free agent signing Karl Lawson ruptures his Achilles and will miss the 2021 season. Also injured on Thursday, safety Zane Lewis suffered a season-ending injury during joint practice as the Jets said he tore a patella tendon and sprained an MCL. But Lawson's season-ending injury is a huge blow to the to the Jets, who were counting on him to be their primary edge rushing threat in their new 4-3 front. He had been dominating during training camp practices.
Oh, man.
I don't really care about the Jets. I just want to see what Zach Wilson looks like. Speedy recovery to both of those guys. For sure, I'm not trying to be insensitive to them, but the only thing I really cared about seeing, there was a lot of hype around Zach Wilson, toward the end of his college career and then right before the draft, and then he ends up being the 2nd pick overall. And in the first preseason game, he looked like the real deal. Mm-hmm. So I'll be tuned into, I'll flip through the red zone because I'm a red zone guy because it just it chops it down for me. It's the greatest invention ever. But so I will definitely be tapped in with Zach Wilson and the Jets just to see what and I like their coach. I like their coach a lot.
Let's talk about Saleh. I love that cat.
Me too.
Every time I've heard him speak, I can't not listen.
Is he the first Muslim head coach? I want to say so.
There is what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the first. I want to say he's the first Muslim NFL head coach.
But there is a level of calm confidence to him that I appreciate. This
I
guy's
thought it
going to
was-
win a lot of
Yeah,
football, not with the Jets because they're cursed.
Yeah.
The Jets are cursed.
I thought he should have got a job maybe 2 years ago when 49ers were really at the peak of their defense. But he got the gig now, so we'll see. And I think he's built for that New York media.
I'm Googling right now how to break a curse.
Mhm.
I hope that Robert Saleh has Googled that.
Yeah,
Because
I like him.
the Jets are cursed. I don't know if you're going to have to, spread some chicken blood in the end zone or put some eggs underneath the locker. Or I don't know what you're going to have to do, but that sucks.
I mean, if the Cubs can win, the Red Sox can break their curse. The Jets can too.
How much they spend on this dude? Bring him from Green Bay, and he done. Lawson,
I know.
done.
That sucks, man. Speedy
Ooh.
recovery. And it's Achilles.
Ooh, see you in a year and a half. Moving on.
And yeah, Robert Saleh is the first Muslim coach in the
Appreciate that,
NFL.
man.
Thought so.
All righty. And headline one, this might be the last time we hear about this for a little while at least. Shohei Ohtani is unoffended by Jack Morris's remarks. He didn't take anything personally. Ohtani says he was unbothered and used the broadcast during the, be very, very careful during the at-bat Tuesday. He said, I'm not offended, didn't take anything personally. He's a Hall of Famer, and he has a big influence in the baseball world. It's kind of a tough spot.
Good for Ohtani. Good for him taking the high road. I mean, he has bigger fish to fry. And I guess in Ohtani's eyes, it wasn't that derogatory.
It was a hockey major.
Yeah, but as I told Rob before the show, I was like, Shohei does not speak for the entire
So
Asian
Jack
community.
Morris isn't off now just because
I mean, first of all, I'm gonna leave that to them, but I just know I've been in those situations where he's like, why is everybody listening to Whitlock? He don't speak for all of us. You know what I mean? Like, he don't speak for the whole black community. Like, why? Because Jason Whitlock says some idiotic stuff that's like, oh, you see? He even thinks it. Like, no, I love Ohtani, but he doesn't speak for the entire Asian community. But props to him for, like, you know what? Guy said something. He's trying to be funny. No big deal. Guy's a legend. Let's move on. I can appreciate that. I have no problem with Ohtani feeling that way.
We need more Ohtani in our lives.
Yeah, we do.
Learn seriously. And this is not being jingoistic American. Learn some English so we can talk to you.
Let me take a sip because I have no idea what jingoistic means.
The ugly American, the American
Take a sip
exceptionalist.
to that. Okay.
We're not going to bend to your society. You bend to ours.
Yeah.
You learn English. We're not learning Japanese.
I hate
I
that.
don't want to be that.
Yeah, me
But
neither.
for my general sporting life, I want to hear more from this guy because he doesn't speak English and because we don't see him on the regular, we are missing out as a peripheral baseball fan. And I'm a September, October baseball fan. That's what I am. I
Me too.
appreciate,
Me
I
too.
love the play and I love the slow burn, but for me to dig in, it has to be something on the line.
Me too.
And because we've had this year of he's 40 home runs and he's in the top 5 in ERA. And I never see him. I see highlights. In this day and age, I have been conditioned that I need to know more. I need to know more about you. I need to know your socials. I need to see your foibles, your likes. I need to see you asking out some movie star. You know what? I want more.
Let me ask you this, and I know we got to get to zero.
No worries.
What was worse? What Jack did or Stephen A saying if he's going to be the face of baseball, he needs to learn English?
Well, I think what Stephen A said is it was poorly said. It was
But
poorly
you know
iterated.
you
but
know what he
there's
was trying to
truth
get
in
to.
that because this is the biggest thing in baseball for 100 years. We haven't talked about a player like this since Babe Ruth.
No, not year round.
Yes. I
No,
mean,
not baseball year round talk. No.
and he is literally
Excuse me.
the biggest draw because not only is he a pitcher that you want to see throw, but you get to see him every game.
Weren't there some media people that, because at this time we weren't as trying to be as sensitive to the Asian community. But remember the LPGA and the Korean young ladies were dominating,
Mhm.
but they needed translators. Didn't a few people kind of get slack for saying like, "Hey," so sort of along the lines of what Stephen A said? I want to say I remember that.
You don't. I think Stephen A is right. You don't have to
Right.
learn English. You don't. You go be great. Go do what you need to do. But to be what the sport needs you to be, for Ohtani to be what MLB wants Ohtani to be, because if he was fluent, he would be everywhere.
Right.
I would like to think he would be. I would think we would consider Ohtani just like we consider Pat Mahomes.
I hear it's pretty hard language to learn.
Oh, I'm sure. I can't imagine having to learn English after knowing another language.
First of all, I can't learn. My wife speaks fluent Spanish. We've been together 20 years. My mother-in-law speaks Spanish. I still know nothing. So how dare I ever come on any airways and say, "Oh, Tony, no, you better learn English." Like I can't. Like if I only speak one language, how dare I come on talking about somebody else needs to learn a language so they could be the face of such and such, such and such.
And and we forget that while the United States is a big market, Asia is bigger. Asia is 5 times bigger when we're going all around. Yeah. So while he's not a big star here, he is the Patrick Mahomes of Japan and baseball in Asia. So we're being a little bit jingoistic there. Moving along.
All righty. Headline 0. This one might be my favorite. Terrell Owens says he is 100% sure he can play in the NFL, telling TMZ Sports he wants a team to sign him and give him a chance to play ASAP. Quote from T.O., "There is no doubt 100% I can play in the NFL today." The 47-year-old Hall of Famer tells us he's still in amazing shape, claiming to have run a 4.40 dash just days ago, and says if a team signs him, it won't be disappointed. Quote, "I'm not washed up," T.O. says, adding, "Once you know how to ride a bike, you don't know how to forget to ride that bike." And, of course, T.O. has not played in a regular season game since 2010. But that year, he piled up 983 yards, 9 touchdowns on 72 catches.
I got to give you the chain. You said Terrell.
Yeah, he gets upset. It's Terrell. He gets, I've been.
Then you went T.O. the rest of the way. You should have just started T.O.
I should have just started T.O.
I'm going to call him Terrell.
I'm going to call him Terrell. T.O., stop it. Stop it. Knock it off.
He ain't that much older than Tom.
47 running routes. Tom's 43.
4 years.
But he don't have to run and cut.
It's August.
Maybe he can. You know what? Maybe he can.
Hey, this is a man who needs a paycheck.
I don't know the man. I ain't pocket watching him. I don't know what his money looks like. I don't know. I'm not going to say that every time somebody wants to continue their career that they need money. I don't know. But I do know at 47 with these young dogs out there, it wouldn't be easy. It wouldn't be easy. But first of all, that call's not coming.
Nope.
Nobody wants to deal with that guy in that circus that comes along with it. But I don't know. I don't know about his money.
I'm financially, he's about to get all of his retirement from the NFL here in a couple
of years.
What
did they get, like pension after a certain
50,
amount of years?
I think it's at 50. It starts coming in.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You don't get it initially, but
dang, they make you wait.
Yeah. I want to say I saw a reality TV show he partook in, and he was kind of crying because he didn't manage his money correctly.
The thing that we forget about athletes, I think we see jewelry, clothes, houses. But the other thing is sometimes you just you think you're doing the right thing investment wise. Sometimes you just lose your ass investing I'm going to buy it.
Right.
And to this company, Kurt Schilling went the gaming route, lost a buttload. We talked about him the other day. Mark Brunell buys 20-something Whataburgers. It doesn't work out. And then, and then you buying people's stories. I know MC Hammer was like, yo, they say, what did you buy that set you over the top? He was like, people's stories.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's not always just like this extravagant spending, even though that is part of it. But some people just you think you're doing these great investments, and then next thing you know, they go belly up and you're millions in the hole. And then 08 happens. You know what I mean? The 08 happens. COVID happens. Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
I want to see Terrell Owens out and about. I want to see him. I like him.
I like him too.
He stirs the pot. At
Did
the
you
end
have
of the day,
him at Media Row when he was walking through?
We've interviewed Terrell many times.
Is it a good interview?
He can be. I'll tell you this. Terrell doesn't have a mean bone in his body. He's not a bad dude.
Really?
No. He's a gentle soul when you're around him. You can tell he's a good dude, but he's not always grounded in reality. You know what I mean? You can't be that great without being a little bit extravagant in your thought process about yourself. You're 47, dude, and everybody knows you want to play. So every August, any sports reporter that's looking for something to find, that pops up. It's August the 7th. Bing! Find Terrell. We'll get a story out of this. Because we're mostly through preseason. The plots are in place. So let's add a little stinger story. So let's go ask Terrell if he wants to play. I would like to see Ocho Cinco and Terrell get invited to a training camp.
That would be cool. I'd watch. I'd watch.
It'd be a train wreck, man.
I would, but I'd watch.
Yeah, I'd watch.
I'd rubberneck that wreck. Whoa.
We've surrounded the headlines, have we not?
That's all of them for now.
Well, let's go to break, come back, talk a little bit about LeBron and the anger. There's a new poll ESPN has offered us. Unnamed general managers and NBA types have named a variety of the best. LeBron, according to this, is not the best player in the NBA. In fact, got no votes. We'll look at who did get votes and around the rest of the NBA next. Hang around with us. It's R&R, and you are on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
While in the middle of making league-mandated cuts, the Dallas Cowboys made a roster addition by signing new kicker Liram Hajrullahu after the backup place kicker and punter Hunter Niswander was put on the IR following a back injury on Monday. Hajrullahu was an all-star kicker in the CFL, playing for the Toronto Argonauts and the Hamilton Tiger Cats as both a kicker and punter throughout his career. The Houston Texans are reportedly waiving a couple of players. According to reports, defensive tackle Brandon Dunn's career in Houston is over. Dunn played in 72 games and started 37 before missing the final 3 games of the 2020 season with a fractured pelvis. The Texans also released offensive tackle Roderick Johnson. Those are your pro football headlines. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Karl Schoening.
At CDW, we get that a cyborg assistant won't make your employees more productive from home.
Please, call me Brian. I can vacuum your dog.
That's great. But at CDW, we can design a productivity solution with Lenovo devices that offer fast, reliable connectivity to help your people manage their workloads the right way.
Can I have a human hug?
No. For technology that moves you forward, trust Lenovo and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Learn more at cdw.com/Lenovo Client.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
Hey, San Antonio, it's time to get out and grill. This is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Summer is here, and no backyard barbecue is complete without Kielbasa sausage. We handcraft them the old-fashioned way, the same way we have since 1949. You may want to buy a little extra because your family and guests will be coming back for seconds. Try us today. Find Kielbasa sausage at a store near you.
According to NHTSA, a new car crash is reported every 56 seconds in Texas. Thomas J. Henry handles serious auto accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/love. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/love. That's forhims.com/love for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/LOVE.
When Paul Goodall started shopping for an engagement ring, he knew one thing. He didn't want to be pressured.
Because I'm not going to make a purchase at that level without understanding what I'm buying.
But the first store he went to, that's what happened.
They wanted me to buy. They didn't want me to learn, and that didn't work for me.
But then Paul found Diamonds Direct.
The exact opposite happened when I went into Diamonds Direct. There was no rush. There was no pressure. They wanted to give me the information that I was asking for.
At Diamonds Direct, it's different. No games, no pressure, no nonsense.
It wasn't like, well, let's do something now. We got to do it now because we got this thing going on, or maybe you want to do this. No, it was here's the information that you need to make an educated decision.
Paul learned how to buy a diamond like a dealer buys. He was taught how diamonds are graded and priced on the world market, and he was shown dozens of diamonds in his price range so he could make the decision that was right for him, his budget, and his soon-to-be fiance.
What they do is they give you the information that you need so that you end up buying what you want. I am such a big fan of Diamonds Direct.
Diamonds Direct, official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys, and the shops at La Cantera.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Marcus by Goldman Sachs offers personal loans with no fees, ever. Banks offer coffee. So what's more important? A Marcus by Goldman Sachs loan with no fees that could help consolidate debt, or bank coffee that tastes like bank coffee. You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
A double shot of energy in the AM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
R&R in the morning. Welcome aboard. Yeah, you made us Friday. Woo!
Yes.
I remember when this week began sometime last year.
You had a
long one.
You had a week.
A little bit of work.
What was that Monday? You did the 8. Was that Monday the 8 hours?
I did the 8 hours of live local radio.
And then Tuesday was 6.
6. I mean, that's only an hour more than normal.
True.
Sit and do 5. But I got 8. I mean, I'm not doing 5 hours of radio. I'm doing about 15 minutes. I got you guys. I mean, you guys have to do the work. I just sit over here. We're going to talk LeBron for sure.
Okay.
The NBA is about to go to sleep. These are the last gasps of the NBA because the NFL is going to start. We're not going to pay attention to them for another month or so.
Are you the guy that doesn't care about the NBA till December?
No, absolutely.
You care about it from the
but
get.
I do know as the NBA calendar, the off season's all
I know
but
where you're
done.
going from. Yeah,
everybody going on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, the NBA is going to go to sleep. They're going to disappear for a while. They're not the NFL media machine yet, though. They will continue to try. They're
they've done better
every year. They've improved, and I think a lot of that has, as far as their ability to stay in the news cycle.
Right.
COVID and all that has kind of helped them become a year-round kind of thing as we kind of got backlogged on our sports. Yeah. And so when we end the season, kind of the last thing we always talk about is all the GMs get together, look at the last year, look at the draft, and look about what's going to come up when everybody reports to camp here in about a month. So general managers were polled by the ESPNs, and they were asked, first and foremost, who is the best player in the NBA?
I'm going to say Kevin Durant.
I think Kevin Durant is the best player in the NBA, has the most skill and can do the most things on a regular basis. He has improved and can do things that he couldn't do before. I think today I'll sit with you. Yes, Kevin Durant is the best player in the league.
Karl, And if you say Samanich, we're turning your mic off for the next 2.5 hours.
That's next year.
No, I have to say it's either KD or Giannis. Those two should be at the top. And if you made me choose which one I would rather have on my team, it's probably Giannis, but the more skilled player that's a 3-level scorer is KD. So it just kind of depends on your preference of what you want. But Giannis might actually be the better scorer between the two of them.
Now,
in terms of actually putting points on the board.
Here's the here's the thing though. If that dude from Greece is gonna make his free throws, then like he did in game 6 and 7, then can I change my change my pick? Because he's clearly figured out like you can't make me settle anymore. Like I remember when LeBron crossed that hurdle, it was 2013 with the Spurs. 2012, 2013, LeBron was like, if you're going to back off, then I'm just going to get a running start at you and make you make a decision. Either going to foul me at that point or I'm going to dunk on you. Giannis is across that point. He's like, oh, I don't have to settle just because he's backed all the way to the free throw line. Now, if he's going to make his free throws and the way he plays defense and the way he dominates the paint against sinners, real sinners, and he's winning MVPs and Defensive Player of the Years and titles and most valuable players in the finals. What did he average in the finals? Damn near 40, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Put up a 50-piece to win the championship.
See, I'm already...
And the fact that he's so dominant defensively, he can pretty much guard anybody if he wanted to and lock them down.
All good points.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, here's the real question.
I don't know.
Why the hesitation? We just named, if LeBron or anybody else had just done what we're talking about the freak had done, it would be, there would be no conversation. But why do we hesitate? Why? Because we know that Giannis is the freak. He is an athletic freak. And the moment that athleticism starts to drop, the moment it starts to slow down, like it did for LeBron, LeBron continued to improve his game. LeBron found the jump shot.
Amen.
LeBron found this. LeBron became a point forward. LeBron did all this. Giannis is just this dude that is a waterfall. It is coming over and you're going to be deluged by Giannis when he is on. He's going to come at you, and it's nothing in particular other than he is just bigger and faster and stronger than you.
Do y'all feel like there's ever a point where the Greek freak develops a jumper?
Well, he's going to have to. He's got another 3 or 4 years of being the supreme
if this
athlete.
way, what he's doing right now works.
It does work,
but
that's because his athleticism allows him to do that. But Father Time is undefeated. You have to balance out. You get 100% of something. And right now, he's about 80% athleticism and 20% skill. As he gets older and that athleticism starts to decrease, where now he can't jump over everybody.
Right.
And now he can't just fly into the lane and jump and figure out something. Now I can't block those shots and be the defensive player of the year. Now I don't have that lateral speed that I had just a little while ago because I'm getting older and these guys are still 18 showing up against me every year. He's going to have to find something. I think every NBA type looks at him and goes, yeah, that's great now. But you're going to have to show some marked improvement. You talked about free throws. Dude, you want to be considered the greatest? You got to shoot 65% or better. I mean, that you just gotta. And if you don't, and your usage rate is at a level where when you have an off night and not shooting free throws, your team loses, you can't be considered the greatest. You're going to have to find something else. LeBron always did.
Yeah.
The only reason LeBron is not considered there now, because he's been doing it for 20 damn years. You just can't do what he did. And at some point, Giannis is going to have to become more like LeBron to be considered the greatest of all time.
Yeah. All right. First time in sports talk history, I'm changing my pick within the segment. I'm going the Greek freak. And if you swapped him and Kevin Durant, put Giannis on the Nets, you put KD on the Bucks, Giannis still wins titles.
Okay.
I don't think Durant wins a title with Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday.
Really?
I don't. Because we really got to think about what he did.
True.
Like really think about what he did. Like while Kevin is unstoppable, as far as like if he gets the shot out, like you got to pray he misses, right? But I feel like because I've seen Kevin with I've seen Kevin with Russell Westbrook and Serge Ibaka and Steven Adams, and they got steamrolled by the Heat. Shouldn't have beat the Spurs. I've seen him lose a 3-1 lead to the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, I mean, after what he's done the last 3 years, the resume that he's put together the last 3 years, speaking of the Greek freak, I reserve the right to change my mind. I've had a lot of coffee. I'm going to go with Giannis.
For right now. You're not wrong. The scoreboard tells you he is the best.
Yeah, I'm going to change my mind in the middle of the segment.
Kevin Durant's a cheat code.
Yes.
I mean, he's just a cheat code.
He is a cheat code.
And the way that, and I think the reason I fall on the Kevin Durant side is the way that he carried the best in the world in Tokyo. He picked the best in the world, and they looked to him like, dude, we're not going to win it unless you go off.
And he was phenomenal defensively,
Yes.
especially against Australia. And you just don't see that kind of defensive effort out of
He doesn't get enough credit
KD.
for his defense. He played defense in Golden State. He doesn't get enough credit for it.
You know, that Golden State team, everybody could afford to play defense. When he's the offensive heavyweight like he was with Brooklyn, he can take a rest, and that's what Giannis did in that Brooklyn series as well, because Chris Middleton mostly guarded Kevin Durant because Giannis was being asked to do so much offensively. But when it comes down to it, Kevin Durant isn't always 100% locked in defensively, and he also doesn't have the actual thickness and wingspan, even though he has a crazy wingspan of a Giannis.
Yeah, not like that. Gosh, now you just made a good point for Kevin Durant.
But Kevin Durant is unstoppable offensively. He can do anything. He can pull up from 40 if he wanted to, but he can really get you anyway.
Is he more unstoppable than Giannis?
I think he is because he has a plan B and a plan C.
He's harder to defend for sure.
You stop the drive, he'll hit the jumper. You defend the jumper, he can put it on the ground and get there and finish at the rim with contact. Giannis, you stop the drive. The jump shot I can live with. You know, I'd rather have you taking. If I give Kevin Durant 12-foot jump shot, 50, it's going. It's done. Get back. Giannis, you kind of don't want him to shoot that 12 to 18 footer because it's probably not going to go in, but he's going to go get the ball and then pick up an and one dunk. You know what I mean? He does it differently. I can rely on KD's output. I have a little bit less assurance that I will get consistent play from Giannis. Now, I say that knowing full well he's capable of going and getting 50 on a bad night.
And we're all 100% sure that they're better than LeBron right now?
Yes, I think there's no argument there.
And here's the main thing that I kind of like to use when you're talking about somebody who's a shooter versus non-shooter. There's something called effective field goal percentage, which takes into account a value of a three-pointer being worth more than a two-pointer and all the percentages that go into it. So last year in the playoffs, Kevin Durant, his effective field goal percentage was 57.3% from the field.
Ridiculous.
And Giannis actually bested him at 58.4% from the field.
Those numbers are ridiculous.
Despite shooting 18% from three in the playoffs for Giannis, obviously.
Yeah, I know we didn't talk KD.
Ridiculous. The debate will continue, but I'll tell you, LeBron, an angry LeBron, I wouldn't bet against him.
Especially now with that. I know Russell Westbrook said we're a bunch of old guys that's about to kick these young dudes' butts.
And it's funny, we talk about those, and while I don't believe he deserves to be in the conversation, think about what Steph Curry did the last 2 months of the season.
Dang, is it Steph?
I mean, Steph carried a bunch of G League and, Ignite types damn near into the playoffs. We got a lot to talk about. We'll get back to this. That's pretty cool. Madden dropped this week.
Man.
Now, the thing about when a new game drops, there's always bugs in there. There's always little things in the game that the developers didn't catch, though, even though there were months of gaming and labbing. Well, a little peculiarity popped up as the Madden has dropped. Young quarterback at San Diego.
Justin Herbert.
Where's the chain?
Oregon.
With the Chargers.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert, Bear, depending on how you like to say it.
I love him. I love him. He's probably my top 3 favorite QBs right now.
Well, you should put Colin Kaepernick on that list because by the Madden numbers, Kaepernick's a better quarterback.
That's so stupid. I don't even know why he's involved with Madden.
I do want to hear from Madden types, although those types probably aren't up at 7:49 in the morning. But if you have played the game, have you seen any kind of bugs, anything that needs to be fixed, anything that's going back to the developers at EA? We'll talk Madden, who's playing and when it dropped coming up next. Hang around with us. It's R&R in the morning, you lucky devils, and this is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
20 days until the Dallas Cowboys kick off the NFL season against the defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On your home for the Dallas Cowboys all season long, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6, leaving the light on for families back on the road. Kids in suitcases jammed in the back, earbuds tangled in the dog, heading to see Aunt Jasmine and her rock garden. Admit it, you missed this. And Motel 6 has been missing you. With our clean, comfortable rooms and great low rates, we've been giving families on the move the perfect roadside rest for almost as long as Aunt Jasmine's been putting rocks in her yard. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
Howdy, San Antonio. Chip Ingram from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, inviting you to come out and enjoy patio season. We have newly remodeled patios, garage doors, and everything else you need to enjoy this great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks. Happy hours daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and our kitchen is open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. See you soon at the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road.
Hey, baseball fans. FanDuel is hooking new users up with an instant bonus up to $500 when you make your first fantasy deposit. Just sign up using promo code PLAY and get your bonus today. Then, use that bonus to play in one of FanDuel's big daily fantasy contests, where first place takes home even bigger prizes. You'll love playing fantasy baseball on FanDuel. It's easy to start. Just choose the players you want while staying under the salary cap, and you only need to set one lineup. Take on thousands of baseball fans from across the country, or create your own private fantasy league and play against your friends. The scoring system is simple, and payouts are fast, like 24-hour fast. But most of all, you'll love the variety that FanDuel has to offer. Beginner-only contests, big contests with bigger prizes, daily snake draft contests, and many, many more. So get in on the action and download the FanDuel Fantasy app today and sign up using promo code PLAY so they know we sent you. Again, that's promo code PLAY. Age and location restrictions apply.
Texas Rangers baseball.
Leo 1. Joey looks to bunt toward third. Nobody there. Base hit, Joey Gallo.
Texas Rangers baseball happens here. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This is Max Kellerman on San Antonio's Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Thank you, Max. Who might, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, let's get in. We'll hit that real quick.
Yeah.
So Max Kellerman has been the whipping boy for Stephen A. Smith for some time now. In your first take, and that exactly when you
and
sign
he's a
on,
boxing legend.
yes.
And he deserves better than that.
When you sign on to work with Stephen A., you just accept the fact that it is his world, and you are going to be battered and beaten and get paid well. You're like the number 2 driver in F1. You're never going to win, but you're going to make a lot of money, and your team might be pretty good.
I take that beating. Pause.
I think anybody after a while.
I take that beating. Like,
now, I think it would be fun for a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
After a couple years, everything you say getting slapped back, whether you're right or wrong, just because the volume on his mic's louder than yours. I think that would get a little old. I love Stephen A., but Stephen A. is an alpha.
See, okay. Is he an alpha or is he a diva? Because I mean, to me, what I feel like an alpha is like, yeah, alpha is like, hey, I'm the man, I'm running the show, but like you can also be like a weird alpha, where it's like an insecure alpha.
Oh, he's not an insecure alpha.
No. Okay.
It's Stephen A.'s world, and Max, to his credit, he's handled it well and flourished very well underneath that, but it does appear that he'll be leaving First Take, and Stephen A. will be alone. Him and Molly are going to take it on.
I don't think that lasts. I think he has to have someone to argue with.
Well, they're going to treat it, I would imagine, the success that we have seen and the model that we have actually mimicked here at San Antonio Sports Star. I imagine they're going to surround him with a cavalcade of regular guests like the morning show and Get Up with Greeny, bringing guys in, bouncing things off, but he is going to be the consistent focus of the show. Much like we're doing with Minix on the Blitz. We're surrounding him with guys to bounce things off of, but he is the focus of that show.
You know what? I can see that. And you're better at this than I am. I mean, you've done this for a while now.
So I think Kellerman's going to be fine, and we're going to still have him on radio. He's not leaving the radio gig. For those that are worried about Max's time, we will still carry him, we expect, and I've gotten some assurances coming out that that's not going to change. It's just some of his responsibilities on the TV side are going to change. Okay. And they're not unhappy with Kellerman, by the way. This isn't
no.
I think Max
he
probably
grew on me, Rob. At first, I was like, and then next thing you know, I was like, you know what? I'm enjoying Max.
You know, let's come back and talk a little bit about what's going on in the greater world of sports. What do we got in the 8 o'clock? We're going to look at
we got breaking news.
Talk some LeBron. We got breaking news, and we got sad Andy Dalton.
Man, forget Andy Dalton. He got a lot of nerve.
It's his time now, Rudy. It's his time.
He has a lot of nerve.
We're going to give him some time, and there are going to be robots in everybody's houses in a year. Mr. Musk is promising us that.
Well, Rocky had a robot in Rocky 4.
Oh, that's true.
Remember? It was what was his trainer's name?
Maid. It was
Paulie's robot. And it was a girl.
They made a Rocky 4? How many Rockies did they make?
You've seen Rocky with Drago. Don't do that.
I've seen Rocky 1, and I maybe saw 2, and then I saw the reboots here, and I saw Creed. There's too many Rockies.
You didn't see the Mr. T Rocky?
No, I didn't see the Mr. T Rocky.
That's homework.
That's homework.
You have been assigned.
You haven't seen Drago? I must break him.
I must break you.
I'm aware of the reference.
You know what, Karl?
Yeah. We can fix this. This is why
let me inbox Bill.
We're gonna
inbox Bill.
I think Bill
been on the road. Bill been on the road too long.
Even sensibility.
Even he probably hasn't seen all the
Rockies.
Rockies. He's from Philadelphia.
I know your dad. He has seen every Rocky. He has run those stairs. He has stood in front of the Rocky. I know your dad. I guarantee you've seen every Rocky. Just because of the Philly end.
He actually, someone within our family at least, actually had an original Rocky script, but nobody knew what it was, so they didn't keep it.
What?
Yeah, would have been crazy. It would have been crazy if they had kept that.
Thanks for joining us. It's R&R. We got so much to talk about. We got to go pay for this gig. We'll be right back talking NBA, looking around the NBA, and figuring out how I can get a robot. It's R&R, and this is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Before you go, I want to tell you about Service First AC and Plumbing. It was hot yesterday. Guess what, San Antonio? We fought it for a long time, but here come the triple digits. And if your air conditioner is a little shaky, this is when it's going to go. And guess what? I got some good news for you. Save this number, 210 No Sweat. 210 No Sweat, and it means what it says, 210 No Sweat. It won't be sweaty at your house once your AC gets fixed by Service First AC and Plumbing. These guys are experts. They specialize in the emergencies. And there's no bigger emergency than when it's your house or your business. They're family-owned. They've been around for well over 14 years. They're San Antonians, taking care of San Antonians. I trust them. You should trust them to. Find out what I know. When your AC goes down, you want to know that the first responder that's showing up to take care of your problem is adequately trained, got everything they need in the truck, and will be proactive and, more importantly, reliable to get things fixed. That's what Service First AC and Plumbing has done for me, and they will do it for you. What are you going to do when your air conditioning breaks? You're going to call Service First AC and Plumbing with the confidence of knowing that they are the very best at what they do, and they're going to be out there fast and get it taken care of. That's all we ask, right? That's why you want a guy in a business you fully trust, and all you need to know is the number. Once it's dialed, you know everything will be taken care of. 210 no sweat. Service First AC and Plumbing. Put it in your phone and thank me later.
It's that time. Buses, school zone, study hall, and the classroom. It's back to school. And to make it special, you have the chance to win $1,000 in San Antonio Sports Stars Back to School giveaway. $500 for you and $500 to donate to your school. Register now at sasportstar.com. Powered by El Rose Automotive Paint and Supplies. Good luck from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
I have a friend from high school who suffers with a degenerative and incurable disease, but who has managed to stay upbeat and optimistic in spite of the difficulties. He says that part of his positive outlook on life comes from something a former boss said to him years ago. As you travel down the road of life, whatever be your goal, keep your eye on the donut and not upon the hole. I admit it's a bit trite, but I really like the sentiment. One of the things the Bible reminds us over and over again is that our thought life is incredibly important because what we focus our thoughts on does affect our general outlook. It's not about ignoring or denying the trouble. You always have to be honest and realistic. But it is about addressing the issues with the best attitude possible. And that is one small way to keep the good in your day-to-day life. This is Mark Absher of the MacArthur Park Church of Christ, reminding you that there's more to the donut than the hole. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
An accident with a company car, truck, SUV, van, or fleet vehicle is not just another car accident. Thomas J. Henry handles serious company vehicle accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. And that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Did you know the arrow in Amazon's logo represents A to Z? Maybe the My Computer Career logo should represent unemployed to employed. Ryan was out of work when he started classes in March. In September, he started his IT career, working for Amazon, making more money than he ever thought possible. Here's a prime opportunity. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Nobody protects you from mayhem in Texas like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. you can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back, we've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road. Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Our professional parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstar batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The home of the Rangers. This is Rangers Radio on KCDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's R&R in the morning.
Good morning.
Happy Friday to them.
Thank you.
There's a lot of people. This is the last Friday of summer. A lot of people.
Yeah, mine too.
So put it in the calendars, mark it. The unofficial start of fall will be when I think everybody will be in school starting next week. There's a lot already in, but looks like everybody going to be in, and it looks like, according to what I've seen last night, everybody going to be wearing a mask.
Hopefully so. What you guys going this weekend?
It's going to be kind of chill. I shot a fallow deer back over
when
the holidays, back in December of last year.
Okay.
Normally it takes a while for them to get ready. The thing was ready back in, I don't know, May.
I'm gonna take a sip to fallow because I don't know
It's
the different deer.
I'll show you a picture. It's a big it's an international deer. It's not an American or native to here. It was a big game kind of thing. Big, tall. It's an Indian deer, by the way, out of India. So I got one of those, and I need to pick it up. The guys are calling me. They want to get it out. I got it mounted.
December.
Well, it takes a while. It's not like you take a deer in to get mounted and it's ready next week.
Okay.
I mean, when deer season's done, I forget the term. What are these guys that do all that
Taxidermy?
stuff? Taxidermists.
Yeah.
They got 150 deer that are showing up. Everybody's getting their deer mounted at the end of deer season or during the season.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
The season is done, and then they work one at a time, and sometimes it's ready in March. Sometimes I've waited 9 months to get. Well, I've got it. My mount's ready. So I was planning on driving up to Ingram, where my taxidermist is, or the taxidermist is, and I heard on the way in, by the way, on our brother station KTSA, that I-10 is going to be shut down just north of where I live. Both lanes will be closed at Scenic Loop Road between San Antonio and Bernie, shut down completely.
You're
both
not
lanes.
moving.
Well,
You're not
I was
leaving.
planning on going up to Ingram. I'm not doing it now. So I'm kind of footloose, kind of open.
Now, your wife, will she let you hang these things? Like, what's her take on hanging these things up?
I have a few, but between my father and my brother and me, we have a pretty good collection. So all of our mounts, all of mine, and I don't have many, and my dad, we have it all up at my parents' house. They've got a room, and we just kind of put it up there. And this will be one we don't have. It'll be the fallow is
because it's a big.
It's got a pretty big rack. So that was my plan. I know that this weekend it's college move-in weekend.
Yeah,
I'm seeing all the Facebook sad feeds and
parents
on Twitter.
Some are sad, some are happy. It's happy and sad, right?
It is for those that are sending their kids off to for their first year away, going off to college. It's an exciting and sad weekend. My brother is saying goodbye to his youngest, who's going off to A&M.
Y'all celebrated last night. Right?
We got together. We have a great tradition. I want to ask you this question.
Yeah,
we have this tradition that we do when we have someone that's getting ready to go off to school or getting ready in a big life-changing event. The family gathers together and we offer advice. And we call it the book of knowledge, and we write the advice, and it really appropriate to each. What's the best advice you got as a young person?
My mother she stressed to me, and I didn't listen, and I pay for it throughout my adult years, is don't mess up your credit. Like credit is better than cash. it's everything. You know what I mean? Without credit, I don't care how much cash you got. If you don't got credit, if you want to do legit business, make legit business moves. So that to me, I mean, I know that's cliche.
No,
but
it's
that's
not cliche.
But that's the best advice I ever got, and I didn't listen. And I took every credit card they sent me in the mail, and I got the stupid jewelry card, and I blew all of them. So the best advice I ever got: don't screw up your credit.
Mind your credit. I think that is real world kind of advice that probably isn't given enough.
Yeah.
You just expect that your kids will act like you and be credit responsible, but they don't know if they've not been taught.
What did you write what was your advice to
the best advice I ever got was to act as if.
Okay.
Act as if. In any situation, act like the person or the thing that you think you should be acting like. If you want to be that, act like that. And it's amazing how quickly you become that.
That is great advice.
And it doesn't matter what it is.
It doesn't.
If you want to be a talk radio host on the radio, act like a talk radio host and do what a talk radio host you think should be doing. And eventually you will become a talk radio host.
Real quick. All-Star Weekend, LA. Myself, my wife, a buddy, and his girl are headed to a party we have no invite to. We have no business going to.
As if.
Thank you. Jamie Foxx is walking in. It's a Nipsey Hussle party. God bless the dead.
R.I.P.
So, elevator opens. Because you go into the hotel, the party's on my wife, my buddy, his girl, they walk on like A-listers. I'm hesitating like a buffering iPad. The security guard was like, sir.
Yep.
Like, he didn't ask them anything because you know what? They walked on like A-listers. I buffered. I buffered, and the security guard spotted me like it was so easy to spot me. He was like, hey, man, can I see your pass? He didn't ask them. And then so I was like, I don't have one. You got to get off the elevator. Dude, they were so mad at me for I'm talking about a good 6 hours there where they didn't let me live that down. But it goes back to what you said. If I acted like I was supposed to be there, if I acted like I was Nipsey's best friend, I'm in the party. I buffered. I froze, Rob. That elevator door opened. I was like, dude, what are we doing? First of all, we shouldn't have been doing that.
Well,
but sometimes you roll the dice, and man, I buffered, and we never got act as if. That's great.
As if.
Speaking into existence, manifested, whatever. Act as if. Great advice.
You want to be that, be that. Eventually, it will become that. Karl, what's the best advice you ever got?
Drink a gallon of water a day.
We'll go with that.
No,
I
I'm kidding.
I don't really know if I've ever memorized a piece of advice.
You know
given
why?
To me.
Because that's what y'all do. And I love y'all. I love y'all.
Millennials?
I love y'all. I love Z. I love millennials. I think there's so many great things about y'all. But y'all can't be told anything.
No, that's true. Absolutely.
Y'all can't be told anything. Like, y'all just feel like we're dinosaurs and the way we did things doesn't matter anymore. And to some extent, y'all are right. But first of all, I love y'all. I really do. And I'm not just saying that. But y'all can't be told nothing. Like, you mean to tell me in 30 years on this earth, there's nothing an uncle, a father, a grandmother, a teacher, there's nothing that stuck with you?
I'm thinking hard here.
See, no,
I'm thinking hard
right now. Just like Shohei Ohtani was the face of the Asian community.
You're the face of the.
You're now the face of the young generation, the next, and it's true.
And I love y'all because I think y'all have the mindset to move us forward as a unit. Because y'all don't really see color, preference of sexual, like y'all have that, and I think that's so important for us to move forward as a country. But then, like. Because my 13-year-old, sometimes I just want to kick her out. And she's only 13. I'm like, she don't listen. She don't listen.
Well, no, because
at all, my 13-year-old doesn't listen at all, Rob.
Because they know. They're smarter than you.
I'm sorry.
They've been on this planet for 30 years. You've been here 55, but they live better years. They lived in dog years. My sons have never had a wrong idea. Or they think every idea they've ever had is original.
Yes, that too.
Yes. What that idea that you just thought of? No, go ahead and do it. I'll let you fail. You went like, okay, you're pretty confident. I'll let you because I thought the same thing 20 years ago. So go do it. And when it fails, come find me and I'll help you out.
Nothing new under the sun.
There is nothing new under the sun. It's just how it's presented to you. Best advice.
Act as if.
Throw it up on the Facebook.
I might get that tatted on.
Throw it on the Twitters. What's
call.
the best advice you ever got? 656-3776-656-ESPN. It could be worthy and it could change somebody's life. You throw it up there to get the feed.
But Karl, I'm sitting here talking about you. My mama told me not to mess with my credit. I ain't listen. So, so I can't say much.
That's why old people get angry. Because we know you're about to fail. We know you can come to me and say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. You go, well, if I was you, and then, no, this is why. Okay.
Right.
We know you're going to fail. We're going to sit there and watch it, and maybe you can pull it off. But the one thing that I do appreciate is if you're going to change the world, you can't go off the preconceived ideas.
Right.
So I'm sure that my parents looked at me same way. Like,
yes.
And you don't care about anything. You don't listen to anything we do. And we already know. That's what moves us along. Good advice. If you got anything, make sure you pass it along. Best advice I can offer to you every morning is to ensure that you're listening to R&R in the morning. That way, when you get to work, when you get to where you're going, or if you're just hanging out at home watching us live at sasports.com, that you're a fully informed sports fan. Karl has worked diligently to have it for you. It is time for the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210.
All right, headline 2. Y'all mentioned something along these lines earlier. Las Vegas Raiders coach John Gruden sends the team to buses after a brawl with the Los Angeles Rams. One of several fights going on in these joint practices. I don't think it's the end of these joint practices, but it's getting publicized more.
You know what? That's probably what it is. Maybe it's been going on, but now it's just more newsworthy. Everything's on camera phones. Everybody's there. Media's there with their camera phones, tweeting it out, Facebooking it out. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just covered more.
Well, it's covered more for sure. But I'll tell you, 3 years ago, I was down at the Texans training camp.
Brutal.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
It was brutal. Yeah. Yes. So we were down at the Texas training camp, and it was, they were about a weekend. It was probably a little bit earlier in the preseason than we were sitting today, but it was right in the middle of it. It was the dog days, referred to by most as the car wash, as the Bill Murray movie that just fell out, the Groundhog Day. It becomes Groundhog Day. Everything's the same. And the change in training camp was the New Orleans Saints were coming for a joint practice. The Saints are there, and it was funny. We walked onto the field early in the morning, first practice. Everybody's padded up. And you could just, you ever get that fight? You have to grow up in certain areas where you learn to get a feeling. There's something bad going to happen.
Absolutely.
You ever been in an environment where you go, it just feels weird?
Yes.
I don't know why. You just can't put your finger on that something about to happen. Well, I remember being in that camp, and you could just tell something about to happen. There's a negative vibe going on in the air. Mm-hmm. And within 3 snaps, the fights began. They were just, I think some of it is you're tired of beating on your team, your teammates. You're tired of looking at those guys. And then you combine that with, I might not make this team. And there's this negative sense. That was 3 years ago, and it felt odd. Now it seems like it's the norm.
It's the norm.
Like the other team rolls in, and the first thing we got to do is get the violence, the fighting out of the way before we can practice. But now they can't even get it out of the way. Gruden just pulled the practice, right? Just send his dudes to the bus.
Yeah, he said it's not good for football, not good for our team.
You know the monumental waste that is, because the NFL preseason is scheduled, or training camp is scheduled to the minute. And when you lose a practice, when you lose those minutes,
that's huge.
It sets those guys back remarkably.
And it puts you, it makes you develop bad habits. You know, like next thing you know, you're getting 10, 15-yard penalties when the games count, and those will kill you.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
That's how they live.
Raiders.
The greatness that is the Raiders. Moving on.
All right, headline 1. Bobby Marks gets ahead of his works, and today he released his 2022 NBA offseason report for free agents, trades, and teams to watch. Among the potential free agents next offseason are James Harden, Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving, Zach LaVine, Russell Westbrook, and Aaron Gordon. Despite the expected $7 million increase in the NBA salary cap, only the Pistons, Magic, and Spurs are expected to have a minimum of $30 million to spend. Only 5 teams had such cap space this offseason, comparatively speaking.
The Washington Wizards are on the clock. Bradley Beal is not re-signing there.
No.
They're gonna have to move him this year, or you stand to lose him for nothing. You already traded Westbrook away. They're gonna have to move him, and they're gonna have to move him in a hurry. Now, I don't know if it's gonna be Philly. I don't know if that's one of the things. I know that's been brought up. James Harden, I can see him staying with the Nets.
He ain't going nowhere because they're afraid Harden's or Kyrie's gonna. Yeah, Kyrie's gonna go Kyrie at some point.
Kyrie's the more expendable piece there, so the Nets may look at moving him.
Aaron Gordon, free agent next year. Now, I know we can't really look at the Spurs and what they're going to have available next year because there's going to be a lot of work on this roster right now. What the availability of money and all that is still in play with the Spurs. But I know that Aaron is somebody that I like as a potential Spur. Yeah, man. You talk about a 4-5 with some bounce.
Some bounce. Rob looking for that bouncy big.
I want
Westbrook. Who else did you say?
There were a few people. Zach LaVine is probably the most likely to hit free agency.
He's going to get paid. He's about to get that super max. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I take that. I take Aaron Rob.
Because
we don't have no athletes.
I would.
We don't have any athletes. Well,
keep adding athletes, and good things will happen. Well, that's why you keep Chip England around to teach him to shoot. Did you notice the Las Vegas League All-Star, the awards that were given out? Trey Jones wasn't listed on anything.
Really?
Not
snub.
One. Snub.
That's a snub.
That is welcome back to 1996 San Antonio Spursdom. We have fallen all the way back to that. Trey Jones, by every measure, was one of the top 5 guys there. By every measure.
Agreed.
And to not even be considered. Welcome back to 30 years ago, Spurs fans.
Sure.
We are being left behind, which isn't a bad thing. Sleep on us. Let's let everybody go to sleep.
Agreed.
And headline 0, Dick Vitale reveals a battle with melanoma, but he says he's cancer-free on Instagram. He said, the bottom line is they removed all cancer cells, and I was relieved big time to be clear of cancer. And in the words of the 82-year-old, that's awesome, baby.
I love doing some Dick Vitale back in the day. I don't know how much he does now.
He does a game a week.
Here and there.
Yeah.
Very important to the college basketball fabric. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the players play, but you thought college basketball, you thought Dick Vitale, who he thought was a diaper dandy. So glad he's cancer free.
I am 55, going to be 56. And Dick Vitale has been part of my college basketball landscape my entire life. I've been watching Dick Vitale since junior high.
Yeah.
That is an amazing run. I can't think of anybody other than a baseball play-by-play type that would have a longer and more illustrious career.
Damn.
I mean, I've been literally watching him since 1980-81.
I'm thinking hard, Rob.
Al McCoy with the Suns has been around for over 40 years, but he's not a national type.
But you have to be I said baseball. I should have said more like the play-by-plays that are, married to a franchise for as long as they can work. That's the only place you get that kind of long-term.
Right.
And
like
Vitale,
Vin Scully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Vitale is still there. Still there.
Good for him. Glad he's doing better.
Stay safe. Although he's a domer. That bothers me.
Oh, he is?
Oh, hardcore. His grandkids just... we're friends on Facebook, and he just sent his grandkids off to Notre Dame. He's had a daughter at Notre Dame. Big hardcore domer.
Nice.
Leave the domers alone. I can't.
Is that Vern Lundquist?
Vern had a good long career. Yeah. Vern would be right there.
Vern's the guy with the voice.
Vern did Cowboys, did
yeah.
Aggies. I mean, he's a Texan through and through. But he retired I was actually there for his last Army-Navy game.
Oh,
you recognize
yes.
Vern.
Yeah, I know Vern.
Vern's
great
a legend.
Voice.
That's a great headline. Dick Vitale feeling healthy. Hey, when we come back, the NFL, we saw one quarterback battle heat up a little bit last night. Cam Newton, Mac Jones, who's going to get the gig? They both look good. Andy Dalton has to justify his existence yet again.
I'm tired of man.
Is it his time or is it Fields' time? We're going to talk about it next. You're on R&R in the morning, and this is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The Houston Astros got back to their winning ways Thursday afternoon, avoiding a series sweep from the Royals. It took an extra inning for the Astros to defeat the Royals 6-3, securing the win with 3 runs in the 10th. Carlos Correa went 2 of 3 and drew 2 walks at the plate while coming around to score 3 times. The Texas Rangers dropped a heartbreaker against the Seattle Mariners 9-8 in 11 innings. The Mariners pick up the 3-game sweep of the Rangers. Despite the loss, Texas right fielder Aldous Garcia had a day to remember, going 2 of 4 with a home run. And the San Antonio Missions win last night in Corpus Christi against the Hooks, 8-5. Those are your baseball headlines. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Karl Schoening.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows returns to San Antonio, the 2021 Hunters Extravaganza, August 20th through the 22nd at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Bring the kids and see Gator Country's huge alligators and last season's bucks in our annual deer contest. Check out the latest in hunting gadgets and gear and enter our locked and loaded mega giveaway to win big. August 20th through the 22nd at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com. A Texas Trophy Hunters production.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
O'Reilly! The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will help with all your car care needs. Whether you're shopping for parts, accessories, or supplies, we've got you covered. Right now, get Superior Coverall Tire Shine 2 for $16. Plus, earn double O Rewards points. Keep your car looking like new. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/love. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/love. That's forhims.com/love for your free online visit. forhims.com/LOVE.
30 for 30 podcasts and The Undefeated present The King of Crenshaw, a 4-part podcast series that focuses on how the late Nipsey Hussle's life, death, and legacy deeply impacted the sports world. Listen to 30 for 30 podcast brought to you by DoorDash. It's the summer of Dash Pass, and members are getting $10 off groceries, alcohol, and pet food because summer. Try Dash Pass for free and get year-round savings, exclusive menu items, and 0 delivery fees now in the DoorDash app. Terms and conditions apply.
From looking at centuries-old documents that keep Aztec lore alive, to examining pint-sized pieces of the solar system, each episode of Nat Geo's Overheard podcast takes a dive into the conversations that occur behind the scenes at National Geographic. Overheard is presented by the City Advantage Platinum Select Card, the card built for your adventure. For a limited time, apply for the City Advantage Platinum Select Card, and you can earn 50,000 Advantage bonus miles after qualifying purchases. Head to city.com/adventure to learn more.
Sports breakfast for your ears. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
R&R in the morning. Hope you're at work by now. If you're not, if you were supposed to be there at 8:30, you got 1 minute. I recommend running in or going and getting tacos.
Yes.
And I hear tell it's possible we might have some donuts coming.
Yeah. Vincent hit us up on the YouTube. Is Vince watching on YouTube or Facebook?
Facebook.
Yeah, Vince hit us up on Facebook. Say, hey, man, I'm sending y'all some donuts 25, 35 minutes from now. I don't know.
Tell you. Make my day. This is the make or break weekend in the NFL, right?
Is it? Well, is it week 2 or is it week 3? I'm confused.
Traditionally,
I think it's week 2. We're in week 2 because this is only the second game the Bears have played.
It's only their second. So they've got another week next week.
Yeah. I don't think they've got 4 anymore.
So we only have one. Do we have 2 more preseason games or 1 more?
Final one is this upcoming weekend.
That's what I thought. So we're to this is it for veterans, for the guys that were penciled in as starters when preseason began. This is going to be their last run this weekend.
And while we hate it, it's got to be brutal on the coaching.
Oh yeah,
it's got to be brutal on the coaches because it's like, man, so practices have become more important, which goes back to what you said last segment. Like, dude, we only have so many practices to cut people,
and you guys are
fighting. You guys are out here fighting. So as a coach, if I'm the linebackers coach and I only got so many practices, I only got 2 preseason games. I like Johnson, but Thompson is showing some promise.
But then practice is done. I don't get another chance to look at Johnson. And then I cut him, and it turns out he was better because I never got enough reps because you guys were fighting half the time we were practicing.
But when you move to 17 games, you got to cut some preseason.
And here we go. So this will be the make or break weekend, at least for week 1, you figure. And we know from what McCarthy has said all week when the Cowboys and the Texans play live right here on San Antonio Sports Star on Saturday, don't expect to see Dak Prescott. Nope. And if he doesn't play this weekend, he certainly ain't playing next weekend because the last weekend of the preseason, we all know, it's reserved for the guys that are making the team, the guys that hadn't had a gig. These are the bomb squad guys. These are the threes. These are the practice squads. But starting positions will not be decided next weekend, at least in the game. Right. I don't expect to see Cam Newton play next week, but maybe because of what happened last night, he's going to have to. Was enough given to that last night to decide? Well, we don't know. Will there be enough given this weekend for Chicago? We saw Andy Dalton this week. I don't envy the position he's in, but that's the life of an NFL quarterback. You go from starter to being a questionable starter to being a backup. That's the progression if you get to be a long-term player. Yeah. And the good news is you've played long enough to become the questionable starter and then to become the backup, Andy Dalton. And if you decide to go that route, you could probably play another 5-6 years.
Yeah, Andy, Justin's going to be the man, but my time is right now.
And I appreciate what he's saying.
I respect it.
But what would you say? If you were in Andy Dalton's shoes, you knew the moment that Fields was drafted, this is not going to be easy. Do you talk to the press? Do you acknowledge it like Andy Dalton did and say, his time, he's going to have a great career, I love him, but this is my time? Or do you just go, yeah, it's competition, it's football? I mean, I don't know how I would handle it. I just appreciate the fact that Andy Dalton's in a no-win situation.
I don't think I handle it like Andy did. I just say I'm here to compete, and I'm just not going to give him the job because none of the fans want you to play. Okay, that's number one. So you're already up against it, and then now you go and make them even more mad. Now you incite the crowd. Like, no, I don't think that was the smartest thing to do. So now it's like they're almost rooting for you to fail. Like the most Chicago Bear fans want to see Andy Dalton fail so they can see Justin Fields.
Absolutely.
And now you're giving them more ammo. Like you say, if you start the season off with a couple 3-and-outs, the boo birds are coming out. So I don't think I would have handled it that way. And I'm shocked he did because Andy's a savvy veteran. He's been around for a reason. He can play. He's just not Justin Fields.
Exactly. At the end of the day, he's a starting NFL quarterback by the numbers. By the other 32 out there, yeah, he can play. He can. Right. It's just unfortunate he's got the guy behind him. What role should the head coach play in this?
Be quiet.
Be quiet.
I mean, Bill Belichick's quiet. Aggies are quiet. Longhorns are quiet.
Okay.
Why does Chicago Bears Instagram and Matt Nagy 3-4 weeks before the draft even talking about Andy Dalton's QB1? Like, no, competition breeds greatness. It should just be like, hey, I don't know yet. And when you have clear and cut cases, there's nothing wrong with saying, like, this is my guy. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, Aaron's going to start over Love. There's certain situations where it's okay, but Nagy's painted himself in the corner with all this Andy Dalton stuff. And even after Justin Fields got there, he still said Andy Dalton is our starter.
Which is the right thing to say, right? No?
In a way, because you give Andy that confidence that he's not looking over his shoulder, but we hadn't even seen Justin yet. I guess he just didn't want to make it a competition. I don't know. Not everybody's built for these situations and know how to handle them.
You know, as NFL offensives have come back to the college player, as they've I'm not going to say that NFL offenses are easier. They're just not quite as in depth because you can't wait on these high-end rookie quarterbacks
to develop.
And the coordinators that are now being hired are coming out with a skill set that is as appropriate to college as it is to pro. You almost have to start the young guy because your system is set up for that, especially guys like Fields and just the mobile quarterbacks out there.
The playbook is so much. There's so many more things you can do with the playbook with the mobile QB, especially in today's NFL.
And just the route trees and the way that the young quarterbacks are taught to move the ball down the field. And the origins are now in the 7-on-7. And guess what we got showing up right here? We do, in fact. I guess that's from Vince. We appreciate you,
Hey,
man.
Good looking out, Vince. I appreciate you, man. That was nice of
That
you, brother.
is, I'll tell you, made my day.
Thank you, man. It gives me hope about humans. I was talking crap about humans before the show. And, you know, Vince, you just restored that I got to give humans a pass here and there.
Vince, we are going to dine extraordinarily well. We're going to pay attention to the donut and not the hole.
I don't get that.
I don't either.
But it sounds good. It sounds good, but I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Have you ever made homemade donuts? My wife and I made them one time.
You had to fry them, right?
Yeah, you fry them. It was cool. It didn't taste like
Did you make them round?
Yeah.
With the hole in them?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I forgot. We got the dough and you just took the hole out and then you fried it.
Oh, I'm thinking funnel cakes.
No.
So you had to make the dough and then you throw them in. Like funnel cakes, you like squeeze it in.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know how to make a funnel cake. I ain't that country.
When growing up, we had a little homemade donut maker.
Oh.
No. There's a reason why they're not popular. Because
they didn't work worth the darn.
I don't recall. It's not something that I see frequently. When was the last time you had a donut?
Been a while. Because you know what? I bought some for my wife and the kids and my daughters the other day, but I didn't eat one.
I'm going to have one now.
Karl brought them in here. Is Karl, you gonna stick to the kale diet? You didn't keep one.
I'm more of a breakfast taco guy, but for Vince, I'll have one. I can't let them go to waste.
You don't
I'll
like
have
the
one.
empty calories. You're more of I need something sturdy.
I got a lunch that I'll have as soon as the show's over, or a little bit after the show's over. So I don't want to ruin my appetite.
What's for lunch?
Brown jasmine rice with zucchini and
have a donut.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, go ahead. Just one.
Why don't you put that over chocolate iced donuts and make that edible?
Yeah.
What's brown jasmine rice?
It's just rice, but it's just a type of rice, and it's brown. It's not white, so it's a complex carb versus a simple carb.
Good job. Hey, if you ever Google the calorie on a donut, it scared the crap out of me. I'm not doing that right now. I've been good all week though.
Google after you eat it, right?
I had a great week at the table and the gym.
You know, I'm not one to throw out strategery on what is coming, but there is a weight loss challenge about to occur around the San Antonio Sports. No, it's coming together.
Okay.
Which will involve yoga. We have an instructor.
Love it.
Which will involve a little bit of cardio. Which will involve, watching our diet and all the stuff. We want to look svelte, and we're going to be the best looking radio group at the Super Bowl. That's our plan. We're going to go back to LA as conquering heroes.
Yes.
Chiseled and cut.
Yes.
We only got a couple of months to do it.
6. I've been counting.
6.
I had a phenomenal week. This is balance. I need some balance now. Thank you, Vince.
Like I like to say with Dr. Torres in the IFFH, Institute for Functional Health, when you work with them, there are no cheat days. I can have a donut or two. I understand what my body is like, so I'll have a few. It's not cheating.
No.
If you're on a diet that you have to cheat, change your diet. Don't go on a diet. Change your life.
Yes. It's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. You should never be on a diet.
You know, I keep having to tell myself that when I don't.
It sounds good. It just helps you eat that. Then even after that guilty pleasure kicks in, you're like, damn it.
But I will say this. When you get away from the processed foods and the sugars and all that, when you do eat it, it tastes great, but your body reacts differently. Or, you know, you just feel a little bit different. Sluggish, a little heavy, got that, feel like you ate a brick.
I know. Like you have no energy off of that crap food.
We're around to the corner off the rails here, but before we do, has anybody had a Yingling? Last night was the Yingling premiere party out at Cowboys Dance Hall. It looked awesome. I believe Minix went.
No, I called him because I was like, hey, man, I just calling to check on you. How you feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, dude, you didn't get the email? I'm at this Yingling party. I'm like, no, I didn't get the email. He's like, well, you were passed out in the car in California. We gave them your email address. I don't know why you didn't get it. You were snoring, but we gave them your email address. And I was like, no, I didn't get it. I was like, it's no big deal, but it looked like a hell of a time.
I'm going to have several, more than a few Yinglings this weekend.
Where'd you get them?
I haven't gotten them yet, but they're available now.
Oh, they're just available. They're here in Texas.
And I keep reading all these stories about it being a cult beer. I guess it's a cult beer.
It's not. It's just we love exclusive. And for the longest, it wasn't available to us. Like when we got In-N-Out, even though I don't know, In-N-Out's a little overrated, I guess. It's good. I'm not going to do the Whataburger In-N-Out. Right. You can like both. But once it got here, you're like, oh.
Let's try it. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But that is good, crispy, cold beer. It's crisp. It tastes good. It goes down well.
This is a significant change in the state of Texas. The Yingling is here.
Is it German? Is it?
No,
what
it's actually
Yingling.
I don't know the derivation of the name. That's an odd name, but it's a Pennsylvania beer, Western PA, I do believe. Oldest brewery in the United States.
Oldest brewery in the U.S.
Yeah, Yingling has been around for quite some time, or something like this. This is all from the legend that is, and the reason it was never available west of the Mississippi or wherever it was because it was a family-owned brewery, and they did not. To be able to serve the entire country, they were going to have to brew it in other places, and they didn't want to let go of the recipe. They didn't want it to ever be brewed anywhere else but the original brewery. Well, they've since changed. It's now being brewed in Fort Worth, and we now have Yingling.
So you're gonna indulge in a few this weekend?
I cannot wait. I've seen people post it. I haven't seen them in my local cold aisles. You know, I haven't seen it in those freezer rooms yet, but I'm going to find it this weekend. Karl, you going to have some Yingling?
Karl doesn't come out to me as a beer guy.
Oh no, I drink beer. I had some Thirsty Goat last night.
See, he's an IPA type.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like craft beers.
Too. I like crafts too. I like trying different ones.
Yeah.
7% and up though.
That's usually where I go.
Yikes.
6.8 and up. Yeah.
So I
you only drink 7% beer and up?
I don't want to have to drink 12. I drink 3 craft beers and I'm good.
Some of those is like drinking a loaf of bread, though, man. There's a lot going on.
Some of them are bad.
7%, that's a little high for me. That's headache beer for me.
You ever have any stouts?
Oh, I appreciate it. I just can't do IPAs.
Sure. Yeah. I
know a lot of people like that. Like, dude, don't pass me an IPA.
I don't understand the allure to an IPA. I know it's an acquired taste, and those that love it, I respect the people that love it. I just can't get into it. There's some the more IPA-er, the more hoppier it gets when it just kind of like disappears off your tongue. I don't enjoy that.
Where it's like it doesn't even taste good.
It just it's gone. It doesn't even feel like it went down your throat.
I know what you mean. Some IPAs are not they're not all created equal.
We got to go to break. We've run very long. Yes.
Oh, fine.
Y'all aren't that long. Y'all just need to get to the donuts.
Oh.
Yeah, while they're warm.
See, he let the secret out of the bag. I was acting like this was important. We're going to go eat some donuts. You guys listen to these spots, and we'll be right back. It's R&R in the Morning, and this is San Antonio's Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The Sunday Sports Grill. Sundays 11 till 1 with Rock the Mic champs Michael Jimenez and Quinn Hudson. San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 AM and 94.5 FM.
Watch how the mic explode. He hot.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, everyone. Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats here. When you bring a package of our smoked sausage home, keep it simple. It's handcrafted in small batches and fully cooked, so you can just heat it up and enjoy. My favorite way to eat it is on a bun with mustard or wrapped in a tortilla. Try some from a store near you today, and if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Guaranteed. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the Titleist pre-sale fitting event happening August 16th through the 22nd. Be one of the first to feel the difference with the new Titleist T100, T100S, T200, and T300 irons. Featuring new materials and new refinements that power new precision. 4 irons to give you maximum performance for any type of dedicated golfer. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and register to get a free custom fitting for your new T-Series irons today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
Turn heads with Samsung's new flip phone. Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G gives you more ways to flex with statement-making colors and an ultra-compact design that fits in the palm of your hand. Or you can go hands-free to snap selfies, take video calls, and film your next viral video. It may be pocket-sized, but it's built to power creativity and maybe cause a dash of envy. Pre-order Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G today and get $150 in Samsung.com credit. Are you ready? Valid through 8/26 while supplies last at select retailers. See additional terms and conditions at Samsung.com.
Nobody protects you from mayhem in Texas like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
A 17-week season and only one couch. Let's hope it holds up. The Cowboys are back. The explosive action happens here. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hi, it's Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Thank you, Jason. It is R&R in the morning. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Hey, go watch us live. Go to sasportstar.com. In fact, if you're not going there regularly, you're probably not winning very much.
Yeah.
There's $1,000 to be won right now. $500 for you, $500 for your favorite school. Go to sasportstar.com. It is our back-to-school cash contest. We want you to have it, and we want your school to have it. The only way you can get it is to get yourself signed up. Go there immediately.
That's that coming to the stage rock.
Yeah, it was.
That's that coming to the stage rock and roll. You know what I mean?
It was
Alexis.
Yeah, coming to the main stage.
Yeah. For the next hour. For the next hour, Fireball's $3.
Coming to the main stage.
Yeah, that's that type of rock. I'm not against it.
No.
I like the Bath and Body Works smell. Just don't get it on my clothes. I gotta go home.
Don't want to smell like tangerines.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Vince. He listens and he got me a turkey, sausage, and egg with like whole wheat sandwich. So thank you.
Vince,
that was part of the donuts.
Made our day, man. We certainly do appreciate you. Honestly, that was a magnanimous,
magnanimous
awesome move that is greatly appreciated around the radio ranch.
I got any glaze in my beard, Rob?
That's the same thing. That's one of the good things about having a little bit of gray in there.
It blends
in. It hides
the
food. You ever accidentally like felt your beard and go, "What is?" Oh,
yeah,
that was last night.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's cake from last night. We don't get into that's one of the little beard secrets we don't get into.
Yeah.
Do you use a beard oil or cream?
Yeah, I use the different ones. My mom got me some stuff, and then I tried out different things just to keep it.
Yeah,
not dry.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you don't realize how quickly your face dries out when you have a beard because you're not exfoliating with the razor blade.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went without a beard? Ooh, because we're all bearded here.
2018, November, around July, August of 2018. I shaved my beard off and just went with the goatee. Felt weird. Grew it back immediately.
This is the first beer I've ever had, and I've had it for 5 years. Never had one before, and I'll never not have one from now on.
Can't go without it.
It's too easy.
Naked.
I go clean shaven every few months just to give myself a fresh beard because anytime I trim it, it isn't a terrible job, but like the third or fourth trim, you can tell that I messed it up. So I just need to start fresh.
Yeah, I feel you on that one, Karl.
You know, I think there's also something about youth. The older you get, I don't want to see what's underneath this.
Me neither.
It's not going to look any better than the last time I saw it, so I'm just going to leave it on.
I'm going to look more round.
Yeah, I don't
want to see my chubby
that
cheeks.
Goes away, and there's something underneath. I don't want more wrinkles to be had. Yeah. It's funny today, for those of you that have followed when I was on the Blitz, I have this, I think, perfectly logical fear of that robots are going to, at some point, negatively affect my life. I'm not saying they're going to kill us all. I don't think we're going to go into the Terminator, but I'm greatly concerned when I see the terms like sentient involved with a robot.
I'll take a shot to that. I don't know what sentient
means. Doesn't mean it's a thinking being, but it does mean it's a responsive being, that it will respond to touch, to heat. It is part of having of thought.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you're creating new thoughts, but if you're sentient, you're capable of reacting to stimuli on your own.
So this
if
is
you've got a robot and it knows not to go near fire, it senses fire and moves another direction. It does things sentiently by touch, by feel.
Okay.
Disney is saying that they're on their way to having sentient robots roaming their park.
Doing
I don't know, good deeds. I don't know.
Taking humans' jobs.
I don't know. Doing good deeds. I'm honestly don't know what the plan is, but the headline says, "Are you ready for sentient Disney robots?"
I don't know. I don't know about that because, again, maybe I'm jaded because of iRobot and because of Terminator. It's still like maybe I'm jaded because of that. Like I just feel like if these things can think on their own at some point, just like with with the Tesla, like, yeah, it drives itself, but I can't see myself just passing out on a 5-hour trip and letting the Tesla drive me. At some point, it messes up and people get injured. So I don't know if I could put my full trust in a robot that thinks a little bit.
We're not at that point yet. The self-driving or autopilot on Tesla, you're still supposed to watch it.
But some people don't.
No, some people don't, and that's why there's accidents and deaths, because there are plenty of cars that have something similar. Like you can just be on cruise control, but if all of a sudden you're trying to go 75 and the car in front of you is going 67, you're going to need to shift over to the other lane on your own. Tesla kind of has that down, but more or less within the next 10, 15 years, we'll have that self-automated driving where there might not even be a human option to self-drive. So we'll see. It might actually make the roads a little bit safer if the world is controlled by robots for at least a little bit.
You sure about that?
See,
eventually the robots will
win. To lead to our downfall. It's just that thinking. I
don't know about that.
Well, I subscribe to the Dwight Schrute theory of robots. I want robots everywhere, but not battery powered. They can plugged in. Plug them in. That
So
way, if
this
they
way I
start
can
acting
turn it
up,
off?
I can just pull the plug. Because I know they're going to act up.
Yeah, and not only that, like, are they cheaper than the kid? Like, speaking of Disney, the kid that's walking around sweeping up the trash, you probably pay him $12 an hour. Like, how much is it to run a robot?
It's probably
in the long run, it's probably less expensive. No benefits. You just got to repair it. Those kinds of things.
And they never call in sick.
They never call in sick.
No.
And they don't ever die. They just work 24 hours a day.
We need a universal basic income immediately.
Now,
robots are going to take all of our jobs.
Now, Elon Musk wants to have
a
robot in your home. Elon Musk is telling us that very soon you're going to have a Tesla bot, a humanoid robot that uses their vehicle AI that will be able to be
now,
friendly.
I would take a maid. If that robot can clean my house, clean out the garage, stuff like that, I will take her or him.
Now,
I don't want to be sexist. He or she can clean my house every day of the week if they want to. I'll take a maid.
Do you want your robots looking like robots or looking like
a female or a male
or like humans?
I want it looking like a robot.
Yeah. Let's not start making them look like humans, and that's kind of where we're headed.
Like the Jetsons made look like a woman.
Yeah, but it would still look like a robot too.
But will they just put the little apron on
Yeah, they just put the apron on it, and suddenly we go, well, that's a woman. It's a female.
Yeah.
Now the Tesla, it looks like a person, like a walking.
See, that would scare me.
Don't want that.
I don't want that. Because, the next thing you know, he's coming to your room and just standing over you, and you wake up and the robot's staring at you.
5'8".
That's too tall.
Weighs 125 pounds.
Okay.
Its head will be kitted out with autopilot cameras used by Tesla's vehicles to sense the environment and will contain a screen to display information.
It is cool, though. That's the thing about it. Like, while it's scary, it is super cool that we're getting to this point that you can legit have it. I wonder how much it's going to cost.
I don't know, man.
I have a feeling you'd be the first one with it, Rob.
No.
But what does this robot do?
I want robot help. I don't want a consistent robot presence. I want a robot that does one thing, whatever that thing is, do it very well. And I don't want it to do several things.
You don't want to come home and the robot's on your couch with Coke cans
Exactly.
surrounded by and he's laying on
Suddenly
the couch.
this robot's like, I can walk and I can do this. Why don't I do that? No, I want the robot to I have a robot that only knows how to take the trash out.
What about Go ahead, Karl.
And so it says here that Musk said that the details of the tasks that the robot will be able to complete include grocery runs, picking up household objects, and other everyday commands.
See, what are those other everyday commands? Like, robot, go choke out my husband.
Take out the trash.
Well, that would be good. Chop up vegetables or cook, maybe. I don't know if it can cook, but maybe.
I don't want a robot with a knife in its hand. Can't do that. I'm not going to allow that.
What about people that what about adults and children that have no friends? It's good for mental health. I can see this being a good thing for mental health.
See, that's how we go down this primrose path, man. They start acting like it's good for us.
I'm just saying. There's a lot of people with no friends. A lot of kids with no friends.
You know why?
Yeah.
I just have a great fear of this. I don't
Me
know
too.
why I do.
I do too. Part of me does too.
I want them to be rolling. I don't want them walking. It's too weird.
Like eyes in the painting stand there. That's a good one, B. Yeah. I feel you. I don't want them looking like humans.
No, not at all. Walking around like that. They coming back. LeBron feels slighted. And did the Falcons really get to 100% of their vaccination?
You ain't trying.
Well, I appreciate how they got to 100%.
Yes.
They had laid down the law. R&R in the morning continues. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM.
The Blitz, sports talk and everything else.
Let's just say you know a young lady. She's got a guy that just doesn't understand. I'm not interested in you. This guy, his number has been blocked. Everything, including writing a ridiculously sappy letter. Yet he does not quite get that she is not interested. That is the Texans and Deshaun Watson right now.
Jason Minix, weekday afternoons 4 to 7 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Parents, do you want your child's shoes to fit perfectly? Then you need to get your kids Skechers Stretch Fit shoes, because Skechers Stretch Fit shoes are so comfortable and so stretchy, they easily slip on and fit almost like a sock. Your child is constantly moving and constantly growing, so they need a shoe that moves with them. And Skechers Stretch Fit's soft, stretchable material contours to their busy feet. It's a perfect fit. And not only do they fit like a dream, they perform like one too. Skechers Stretch Fit keeps your child's feet comfortable all day long. With Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam and a breathable Stretch Fit knit, your child will be cool and comfy whether playing, studying, or just hanging out. Plus, you'll love just how durable they are. Stretch Fit is designed to take everything your child can throw at them, and if they get dirty, just pop them in the washing machine. It's that easy. Give your kids perfect comfort that adjusts to them with Skechers Stretch Fit shoes. Find them at a Skechers store near you, Skechers.com, or wherever kids' shoes are sold.
You're a weekend do-it-yourselfer who likes to tackle the big jobs, tree removal, digging, hauling, or cleaning up a job site. For those big jobs, you need big equipment, and at Ewald Kubota, renting equipment is a breeze. Dependable Kubota construction equipment, tractors, zero-turn mowers, or utility vehicles. Get it done right and get it done fast. Right now, all new rental customers get a 10% discount off their first rental. This is the Ewald Kubota way of saying welcome. For a store near you, visit ewaldkubota.com.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6, leaving the light on for Meemaw and Peepaw and all the other maws and paws visiting the close to 4 million grandbabies born last year who've only seen you on a laptop. For all the bubbies, nanas, and papas ready to finally get your arms around those little loves, Motel 6 offers clean, comfortable rooms at a great low rate. We'll even call you Giga if you want. I'm Tom Bobo Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
It's pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
What are you going to do when your air conditioning breaks? What are you going to do when your plumbing breaks? Well, I'll tell you what I do. I call Service First AC and Plumbing. I've got their number in my phone for an emergency. And I'll tell you what, when your air conditioning breaks or your plumbing's leaking, that is an emergency. When you dial that one touch, you're going to get family-owned and operated service from here in San Antonio for over 14 years. Service First AC and Plumbing is fast, reliable, proactively, and most importantly, I trust them. They've come out to my home and saved me more than once. Service First AC and Plumbing. Put this number in your phone, 210-521-1500. Again, 210-521-1500. Save the number before you need it because you're going to need it. It's not a matter of if, but when. When your AC goes down in your home or your business, you know you need to get it fast. You need to call a first responder, the likes of which that Service First and AC and Plumbing is. The number is 521-1500. I trust them. You should too. They've taken care of me many times. When that emergency comes, there's one number to know. That's Service First AC and Plumbing, 521-1500.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up,
Good night.
There's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell. And engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
O'Reilly. Syntec is back and better than ever at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is a premium full synthetic motor oil at an affordable price. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec full synthetic and a Wix filter for just $31.99. Plus, earn double O Rewards points. Minimize friction, heat, and wear on your engine with Syntec full synthetic motor oil exclusively at
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At CDW, we get the challenge of managing data across different environments.
Our company data is everywhere, in the cloud, on servers. I just found some data under my couch cushions.
Well, wherever it lives, CDW experts can streamline your data across hybrid cloud environments and unlock your cloud's full potential with NetApp Cloud Services.
That's great. Ow.
You okay?
Yeah, I just stepped on some data.
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/NetApp.
For the one standing guard, for the eagle-eyed, for the knights in shining armor, and for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
One team, one mission. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hour 3 of R&R in the morning. We're taking you to 10 o'clock. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Karl Schoenig on the other side of the glass as we dine wonderfully on the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, brought to us by Vince Trevino this morning. Thank you, Vince.
Appreciate you, VT.
You know, we got into the studio this morning and we were talking about other stuff, and we had decided that most of the human beings that we know we don't like.
We did.
It's true. But it's Friday morning. We were a little grumpy. Been a long week. We were here, ready to talk with y'all, and then Vince changes my perspective, my outlook. It's those little things that mean so much. Pay it forward. Have you ever done that? Have you ever paid it forward, like at a drive-through?
I haven't. Have you done that? I haven't done that yet.
I've done it once, and I did it, and it didn't turn out well because I did it for selfish reasons. Because someone had done it for me. I'd gone through a drive-through, and sadly, I'd only ordered a small thing. And they go, no, the guy in front of you took care of you. And I wanted to thank them, and I looked forward to see where they were, and they were gone. They did it truly anonymous. I didn't do that. I paid.
Well, how did it go?
Well, I didn't want to thank you. I just wanted to see what the person's reaction would be. Okay. So I paid, and it was a McDonald's. Okay. So I paid at the McDonald's, and I pull up to that spot where you go to wait forever for your fries to be finished. You know what I mean? Where they, well, you go park over here because what you ordered, we evidently don't make enough of. So we're going to have to go make some more of it. So I pulled over there where I was supposed to be, and I was like, okay, here it comes. You know, it was a lady with her kids, and I paid for it. It was like $25, whatever it was. I could tell I was ordering for more, and I didn't know who it was for. And I thought, well, I want to see. So I pulled up. The woman was like, oh yeah, nothing. No, grabbed the bag and drove off. And it wasn't like she was like, oh, I saw no joy at all.
That bothered you.
Well, it did. And if I'd have just driven away, I'd have been, you know, I did such a good deed. And instead I did it for selfish reasons, and I got exactly what I deserved.
Yeah. I guess we're in the crazy time. This was maybe 4 months ago. I guess we're in crazy time where, like I said, you don't believe in humans anymore. My mom raised me well. I'm maybe six, 7 steps ahead of this lady going into the gas station.
You gonna hold the door?
I held the door.
Uh-oh.
Like, it's just, that's just normal. I hold the door for her. She's so elated. She goes to get her drink or whatever. I'm behind somebody. I come up to, you know, pay for my gas because I was getting like a drink or something. And she's like, I got it.
Oh,
yeah. She's like, I got it. She took care of my gas, took care of my drink. And I was like, no, I didn't want it. I was like, no.
Holding the door. I'm a gentleman.
Yeah. And then she comes to the pump, gives me a hug. Like, she was ecstatic.
So you never know.
She's ecstatic that I held the door.
Well, I'll tell you what, you don't know what she was carrying. Yeah. You know what I mean?
True.
You don't know what she was carrying, and those little moves every now and then, like a donut. Like a donut at 8:30 in the morning. That was completely unexpected.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow. I guess she hadn't had the door held for in a while.
I challenge everybody to go make somebody's day. Do something like that. Yeah. I promise to do it today.
And she was kind of out of the range. She was at that range where I didn't have to, but I was like, dude, I feel bad. I feel weird when I don't. Like, sometimes my wife's looking at me like, because sometimes you do it and you get stuck with 4 people.
Well, if it's what is the distance that you should wait?
See, that's the key. Like, what's the distance? The distance is like, if they got to trot, then they're too far.
Don't make me trot.
If they got to trot, they're too far.
And you don't have to run. If I'm holding the door, take your time.
Yeah, take
I'm
your
not
time.
in any hurry. If I was in a hurry, I wouldn't have held the door.
Yeah.
I was afraid your story was going to go an entirely different direction.
No. It was awesome.
Because has that ever happened to you when you're holding the door open for a woman who's like, I don't need the door held open for me?
Or
after you.
I don't like when they don't say thank you. I think you should say thank you out of just the kindness of your heart. I think you should say thank you. I'm not asking for a Medal of Honor, but I do expect it.
How are you about the wave on the road? Do you expect wave
if you don't
when you let somebody in?
Yes.
I will become the angry man if I
because the guy in the Mustang thinks it's his driving. No, it's not your driving, bro. I let you in.
I let you in.
Wave at me. Roll your window down and wave at me.
Because
I have a problem with that.
I'm like, thank you.
Me too. Like I do like 3 peace signs.
I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
You and us. It's us together.
I'm big on giving props to people letting you in. And when you don't acknowledge that I let you in, I kind of want to follow you and flatten your tires, but I don't.
Okay. Busy day. That I-10 south at 410, where everybody's trying to get onto 410, the ramp that's going up over 410.
Oh, yeah.
It's
that
busy
ramp
day.
Sucks.
And somebody's doing what I do. The zipper method.
Are you that guy?
I'm the zipper method guy. Because
what you mean you get over at the last minute?
But I don't wedge myself in. I know that if you use, I'm not the guy that sits beside you with the blinker going, let me in. No, if I can't get in, I'll just move on and come back. But I also know that if you're in that long line of traffic, there are some vehicles accelerate quicker than others.
Yes, that's
so
true.
You can look down that long line, and way up there is a moving truck, semi truck. I'm gonna get in front of that boy.
You can get the truck.
If I see brake lights when I get there, I know I can zip right in. I'm not asking you to do anything but do what you're doing. I'm just gonna fill the space you left open. Now it doesn't look kind. It doesn't look nice because it looks like I'm cutting in line. But the fact of the matter is that space was already there. No one had to let me in. I just pulled in. But when people see you doing that, they're like,
they hate you. So you're the guy that sees the sign that says right lane closes in 2 miles, and you go all the way to the end.
No, I don't like that.
Okay.
Because if I'm there, I don't let those guys in. I will get right up on the person's bumper. I will get if I could run right, I will sit right there and look at you like, nope. We all saw the sign 2 miles ago.
See, I don't like when I don't let people in. I don't like to look at them.
Oh, I'll look right at you.
I'm a coward in that sense. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna even look because that's just kind of messed up. I could just let them in, so I don't even look up at you.
It's normally pickup drivers anyway.
Yes,
and they can't see me because they're way up high.
My wife's the last minute get over, and I hate it. She's a zipper. My wife is a huge zipper. She has no patience on the road. If there's traffic on the road, she'd rather get out and let me drive, and she tries to get over at the last minute. And then she gets mad when people don't want to let her in. I'm like, I wouldn't let you in either. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Like, they told us to get over a mile ago.
Is your wife an aggressive driver?
Not aggressive at all. She just does things that make the world mad. Like, she gets in an argument once. We got told, people are crazy. This is Texas. People will shoot you. Stop arguing with people on the road.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, like, and she's like, dude, this guy got mad at me, and it's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, somebody's gonna shoot you. Stop doing that. Let people say what they're gonna say and move on.
My wife, I love her. Best thing ever happened to me. Ever. My wife has one trait that I can't break her of. That is just you're going against the social fabric. When my wife drives,
okay,
she gets all the way in the left lane, in the fast lane, and drives the speed limit.
No.
So, for example, when you're driving, you're driving to say you're going to Dallas and you're on 35, and there's the lane that goes and the lane that watches them go. Well, my wife likes to get in the lane that goes. So she'll drive. I'll never forget this. Probably 20 years ago, she was driving. And this has been going on forever.
Yeah, I've been married a while.
Driving, and I'm asleep in the front seat. And I wake up and I'm really not paying attention. She's driving. And I'm noticing that she's in the left lane and cars are flying by us on the right. And every car that goes by us is looking in and mad. Like looking in like, man, what? looking around, what's going on? And then I look behind, like look in the rearview mirror, and there she is leading a parade. There are so many cars, and she's doing 66. You know what I mean? Like right there at the speed limit.
So does she feel like because she's going to speed limit that's her right to be in the fast
she goes,
lane?
you know what? Maybe not 60. She's doing 68. It's like, I'm speeding too. They want, if I was just doing the speed limit, yeah, I would be on the other one, but I'm already breaking the speed limit. They want to go faster, go around. Like, no, baby, that's not the social contract. That's not how this works.
Y'all, and I think I looked in your car.
I would too. Somebody like that, you know what I do? I pull in front of them, come and slow down, put on my brakes and slow way down. This is what it's like, idiot.
So that you can't break her of it.
When I'm awake, I'll like, baby. But when there's trucks flying by us and they don't look happy, you might want to move over a little bit.
You want to drive?
And for the most part, I'll just drive because that is a social contract, the likes of which we have to abide by.
Yeah, Miss Thompson, that was. But my wife got some bad habits too. I probably have some. My wife says I tailgate too much.
Oh, you're a tailgater.
I didn't think I was, but I guess I am because she just kind of gives me that look.
My car's got this little radar thing. Yeah, that tells me if I'm getting too close. Yeah. I wish I could turn that off. I know what I'm doing.
You sound like a true American. Like, no, actually, Rob, you're too close.
I'm not too close. I know what I'm doing.
The Chronicles of Driving.
But my car does have that
little sensor thing. Right?
It'll tell me when it'll slow. Like if I put it on, it won't change lanes, but I can adjust the distance from my car to the car in front of me, how far it follows.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't know I had that for a while.
What did we do without rear cameras? We actually put our hand on the passenger seat.
No, we parked like normal human beings should park. The worst thing that has happened to us is the back end parking.
With the cam,
but everybody now got a backup camera, so everybody thinks everybody parks like they're about to rob a bank and need to get out of there fast.
It's only bad if there's someone behind you and they're waiting to get around.
You don't get to stop and put your car in reverse to back into a spot. Once you drive past it, in America, you have punted. You have moved on. In America, once you pass that,
punted.
You like,
Karl's
you know
taking
what?
Notes. He's writing that down.
Once you go past, you're not allowed to go. Oh, reverse lights. I'm back. No. That's not how.
See, I won't. I'm a back ender, but I won't back in if someone's behind me. Like I have the common decency to not make people wait.
You know why?
We're an impatient society.
Because you don't drive a pickup.
No, I don't.
Pickup drivers do not give a crap.
They're just they don't.
They got a big bumper.
They're bullies.
They are. Pickup drivers are bullies.
Pickup drivers are bullies.
It just happens. They don't mean to. You're just driving a big old vehicle. You're bigger than everybody else.
I dare you.
Yeah. But if you go past the parking spot,
you've punted. I love that.
You don't get that one.
I love that.
You don't go, oh no, I was going back in. No, I'll dive right in. I'll park sideways to keep you from getting that.
Well, yeah, that's what you did in Oxnard. Yes. We almost got in a fight.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we had to
because he was reversed in.
Yes,
he was reversed in.
Well, that again, I didn't even know that cat wanted that spot. And he ran over his own cone, so it made his life.
You made him even more mad when you told him that. That's what made him mad. That's what made him want to fight. When you said, "Dude, you ran over the cone." He's like, "That's my cone." Like, but you still ran over it.
It's your cone, man. Why would you run over?
Yeah, that's when he wanted to fight.
That is, we lived a better life without the backup camera. Though I will say, I do like the camera.
See,
I do not.
You don't like putting your hand on the passenger seat.
Well, there's something, and I still kind of. I'll put my hand on the seat and still look at the camera. There's still a movement
in you,
yeah, when I'm getting ready to go. But don't back in. If you're gonna back in, you have to go to the back ass part of the lot. Go back way out in the back 40 if you got to feel the need to back in.
Takes notes. Rob hates back inners.
I do because I end up getting in fights with them.
There's back end etiquette for sure, and a lot of people don't follow it.
Let's get everybody caught up because this has been some in-depth sports talk. We like to balance.
This is great sports stuff.
Let's get everybody caught up. Let's get everybody get the headlines as you head into work. Karl's got them all for you. It's time for the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210.
Semi-sports that y'all may or may not care about. Headline 2.
What?
Rafael Nadal is out of the U.S. Open as a nagging foot injury ends his 2021 tennis season. If y'all care about tennis, Rafael Nadal said on Friday that he will end his 2021 tennis season early because of a left foot issue that has been troubling him for a year, ruling him out of this month's U.S. Open. The number 4 player in the world suffered an early exit in Washington this month where he kicked off his lead up to the final Grand Slam of the year and last week pulled out of the Masters 1000 event in Toronto because of the problem.
Nadal, Federer, it's getting old. Yeah, they're getting old, man. This era seems like it's coming to an end. I mean, all great eras come to an end at some point. Federer, he has knee situations. So
Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal.
Yes. Djokovic still like he got some gas in the tank.
A little bit more. I'm not sure it's the greatest era of men's tennis.
No, I wouldn't say that.
But I do think that those 3 individual are the greatest to play all at the same time. Does that make any sense? Because growing up, when I was young, there was Borg and Connors. And then there was Borg, Connors, McEnroe. And then that generation left. And then we went into the Yvonne Lindell, Pete Sampras period. They were all good and devastating, not like what we see now. Then
this one might be. I guess we'd have to ask a tennis expert, but this may be the best era. I don't know, Rob.
Because I think we can safely say that Nadal is the greatest clay.
Oh, that's not up for debate. Clay, he owns clay. They should name the French Open after him.
Even though that's a stupid idea.
What?
Clay tennis. Clay court tennis is stupid.
Gosh.
It's stupid.
It's really fast.
Why do you want to play tennis on something where you have to slide around? When you see those guys slide, that's stupid.
I don't know. I've never thought about it.
They started out with that, and they go, you know what's better?
It looks cool.
Anything's better than this. And they go, what if we cut grass real short? Oh, yeah, let's try grass. So Wimbledon.
Yeah.
That's stupid, too.
Is that the kind of clay you can eat? We country boys.
I don't know what kind of clay they use, quite frankly. I've never actually stood or been on a clay court tennis.
Yeah, there's certain clay you can eat.
No. What?
Yes. I'm an East Texas boy. There's certain clay that you can eat.
You guys ain't eating dirt?
It's not dirt. It's clay.
That's a whole...
Somebody can vouch for it.
What? How? Like little clay?
It's like reddish. It's like a reddish clay that you can eat.
But how? What are you eating it with? Like
it's not in a sandwich.
Like mud balls or what?
I'm serious.
You've never eaten clay.
I haven't.
Well, who has? You got
the really country people that live there around the year. I didn't live there around the clock. What are you laughing at, Karl? What are you looking at?
I'm gonna have to Google this. I've never heard of this.
Google it. There is certain clay out there that you can eat.
I don't think it's the tennis clay.
No,
maybe it is. That would be a better use for it.
Yeah, I've never thought about why do they play on clay. I just always thought it was cool.
It is funny to watch, but it doesn't make any sense to me. And once they found a better place to play it, let's go play there.
Okay.
I mean, the hardwood on basketball, it's just the best. It's the best way to play. It has give. It protects your knees. Obviously, it's the best way to go. Older courts, they found out, that's not the best, and they dropped it. We don't do that anymore. Tennis goes, we'll still do it one time a year.
Yeah. So do you like grass? Do you like Wimbledon?
No, I think that's dumb too.
So you just say, hey,
hard
this
court.
Is hard court.
Tennis at its highest and purest form, I would think, would be on the hard court, right?
Probably is.
And that's why I love the U.S. Open. It is a sporting event that
New York under the lights. I would love to be. That's another one. Kentucky Derby, U.S. Open under the lights is bucket list for me.
I have never had an occasion to go. I would love to go.
See, my mom said it. Her mama used to eat clay.
How?
My grandma used to eat clay.
Eat it. Like I'm not.
I don't know. So it's a sandwich. You could eat clay. I knew I wasn't crazy.
A clay
and
sandwich.
My mom watches, for a whole 3 hours.
Little clay brownies.
Yeah. Somebody else out there can vouch for it.
I would have to be hungry.
It's probably pretty good.
I don't think it is.
Did you ever used to eat the honeysuckle off the fence?
Oh yeah.
See.
We also those
3-finger like
those little green clovers that were sour. Did you ever eat those?
I haven't had that one.
It was we probably shouldn't have. But you grab those little clover and you could chew on it. It was kind of sour until one of my friends goes, I think my dog peed on that. I'm like, probably shouldn't do that anymore. Probably shouldn't eat grass just right off the lawn.
Yeah,
much like you probably shouldn't be eating
clay.
I'm very curious. I want you to ask your mama how it's made.
I will.
Is it just like a seasoning, or is it a full-on part of the meal?
Yeah.
Anybody from East Texas, let us know.
Boy,
Palestine.
Y'all started off really well with tennis talk, and then that went really sideways.
It's Friday.
Quick.
We're talking about Clay.
That's true. I saw where the segue was in that.
See, that was the segue. That's where you got to pay attention to the.
You got to wrangle us. Let's get that lasso and move them on.
Yeah, good job on tennis. Now, how are y'all on soccer? I have a bonus headline if y'all don't care about English Premier League, which started last week. U.S. men's national team and Chelsea star Christian Pulisic will miss the Arsenal showdown after testing positive for COVID-19. And should y'all not have much meat on that bone, the NBA schedule is going to come out today at 2 o'clock. If that's something that preferably interests y'all for headline one.
Central Standard Time, so you won't get to talk about it on halftime.
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 Eastern.
Yeah, it's 2 Eastern.
So it might be 1 Central.
Anytime something in the news about Pulisic it's newsworthy because he's the best player that we've ever had in American soccer history. And he's only
Is he really?
Yeah.
It's not even close. He's the best soccer player that we've ever had. Ever. He's already the GOAT of American soccer, and I'll argue that with anybody.
Wow.
He's the best that we've ever had, and he's still isn't even 25 years old. So, of course, Pulisic is newsworthy.
I know. I just didn't know how much meat was on that bone.
No, he's going to be the guy that gets us over the hump in the World Cup. And when I say get us over the hump, I mean possibly make it to a quarterfinal, semifinal, because now it's more popular to play overseas. Our guys in the past, they make good money in the MLS, so it's like, why would I want to go overseas? Why would I want to go overseas? I'm making good money here. My family's here. I'm still living in America. But now a good portion of our guys are playing overseas. And that's the only way we're ever going to be able to compete on a World Cup level is if you can't have 8 guys that play MLS and then go expect to beat guys in the World Cup that are playing in the Premier League or the Bundesliga or La Liga. You're going to get butt handed to you. But now you getting our numbers up to where we got 7, 8 guys playing overseas and they're used to playing at that level. Now we could get to the quarterfinals or a semifinal.
I forgot you're a soccer guy. Pulisic turns 20.
I'm not a soccer guy.
Oh, you played soccer, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Pulisic turns 23 next month, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. And he's already the best we've ever had.
He's already playing in the English Premier League as an American. That's insane.
Chelsea. At that. Come on.
What does he play? What's his striker?
Striker.
The GOAT, really?
Of American soccer. Right now at 23.
Who was it before that? I'm trying to think of names that were.
I guess it was Landon.
Landon Donovan was the guy I was trying to think of.
And he could beat Landon with his left foot. He's better than Landon with his left foot.
Impressive. I want to
love Landon Donovan. No disrespect.
You brought up something that I want to talk about. This was a conversation I had yesterday regarding Team USA basketball and watching the Olympics and the way that the Olympics were called, reffed, and how different it felt from the NBA.
Totally different. Way more physical.
Is it like that for Premier League?
Yes.
So
I don't know what the MLS is to the Premier League as far as like NBA to. It's huge gap. It's a it's a Walmart parking lot.
So I always assumed that our American-born MLS players anyway, didn't go and play in some of the bigger leagues, the 3 in Europe, maybe even in South America, because they weren't good enough. But it was more about they were making enough money they didn't need to leave.
Well, now soccer's getting so much more popular in America. MLS is paying well. There's stadiums across the country that sell out. You know, Seattle, New York. There's stadiums that sell out. So we're able to make good money here.
Really?
And you're able to keep your family here. You ain't traveling abroad. So why go? Why go if I'm making close to $1 million and I'm getting to stay home? I'm coming home to my family every day. MLS is making a lot better money than they used to. So guys are staying home, but it shows in the World Cup.
Got to get that international flavor.
You got to get that international. And if they don't want to, they don't want to. I'm just saying the only way we're going to ever prosper as a country in that sport is if majority of your team is playing overseas.
Interesting. I have a different perspective from that. Yeah. I had just assumed that MLS was always the AAA. You know, you got good enough, and maybe if you were double A.
It's like double A.
The best you could do was to hope to maybe make a bench team in Premier or Liga, whatever. Interesting. Moving on.
Yep, it's good to have the Premier League back. Sucks that Pulisic will be out with COVID. And headline 0, Fanatics strikes a deal to become the exclusive license for cards for MLB trading cards. According to a memo the MLB PA obtained by ESPN on Thursday, a Fanatics-founded company that is yet to be named will be the exclusive license, quote, in the baseball card category, end quote, after Panini and Topps license with the MLBPA expire at the end of 2022.
Rob, you were the one talking about this. How you feel about this? You feel like this is huge news?
I guess.
I mean, Topps MLB, that was like their peanut butter jelly, right?
So what does Topps do now? Are they just out of business?
Ooh.
Or
I don't know.
Do they get to continue printing what they had printed in the past?
I don't know.
Because think about the power that Major League Baseball has over Topps. I mean, they effectively shuttered a company.
Right.
I mean, that's all they've done for Topps has been around as long as I can remember.
Fanatics making moves. Fanatics is also one of those finalists for the New York
that gambling thing.
Yes.
And also, if you're buying swag, you're buying gear, you're buying it from Fanatics. I get about 15 emails from them a day. If you buy one thing from them,
oh no, you don't have to buy anything, Rob.
Just hit the site.
I clicked on I think it was like a Milwaukee Brewer like throwback looking jacket, and I've been getting Fanatic on my Facebook timeline like every time I log on. I'm like, dude, all I did was click on the jacket. I saw it was 109, and I logged out, and now I can't get rid of them.
I bought a friend of mine a Chicago Bear polo from Fanatics, so they decided I'm a Bears fan.
Oh,
so I get 5-6 emails a day. Guess what? New Bear. And since you're a Bears fan, you got to be a Cubs fan. So fly the flag, put the W out, and I get all.
You need to forward me some of those Bears. See what kind of swag they got.
Fanatics got some good stuff.
Look at that. B. Yep. Some clay types are edible and done for health. Thank you, B.
Eating dirt.
It's not dirt.
It's dirt. If I walk on it and it can get muddy, I don't know what else I call it.
If I'm not mistaken, she ate it alone just a little bit at a time.
I'll be done. Now, I had heard that the Irish will eat the bog, the peat moss in a bog. I'd never heard dirt. Never heard dirt. If you're from East Texas, send the recipes. Maybe it'll be fine for a Tri-County Meat Market $50 gift card, a big old tomahawk steak, and some East Texas clay. When we come back, we'll continue talking East Texas clay. The Falcons are at 100% vax rate, but wait till we tell you how you got there. I do want to talk about the different types of basketball played around the world.
Okay.
And how the NBA seems to be the odd man out. It's R&R in the Morning, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
While in the middle of making league-mandated cuts, the Dallas Cowboys made a roster addition by signing new kicker Liram Hairulahu after the backup place kicker and punter Hunter Niswander was put on the IR following a back injury on Monday. Hairulahu was an all-star kicker in the CFL, playing for the Toronto Argonauts and the Hamilton Tiger Cats as both a kicker and punter throughout his career. The Houston Texans are reportedly waiving a couple of players. According to reports, defensive tackle Brandon Dunn's career in Houston is over. Dunn played in 72 games and started 37 before missing the final 3 games of the 2020 season with a fractured pelvis. The Texans also released offensive tackle Roderick Johnson. Those are your pro football headlines. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Karl Schoening.
For the ones standing guard, for the eagle-eyed, for the knights in shining armor, and for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly. Do you even remember the last time you changed your spark plugs? Well, then now's a good time. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate when you purchase 4 or more select Iridium spark plugs. Put the pep back in your car. Visit your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or shop O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey everybody, Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. In fact, over 1 million homeowners took advantage of refinancing or buying a new home with Rocket Mortgage. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase again, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. With an official mortgage review from Rocket Mortgage, you'll see just how much money you could save by making a move right now. Don't look back over these next few weeks and wish that you had taken action. You could save hundreds on your mortgage payments or pay off your home loan earlier than planned. You could even take cash out of your home to pay off high-interest debt, complete home repairs, or bulk up on an emergency fund. When you want to secure a low rate, Rocket can. Call 833-8-ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com. Or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
Hi, welcome to Smoky Moe's.
At Smoky Moe's Barbecue, we smoke our meats fresh, in-house, each and every day. We think it makes all the difference in the quality of our moist, flavorful brisket and turkey, and the mouth-watering tenderness of our ribs and pork loin. Got a crowd? We've got group packs and full-service catering. Up early? We've got made-to-order breakfast tacos. Find your store at SmokyMoe'sBarbecue.com and come see us for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smoky Moe's Barbecue. The pit is lit.
It's like breakfast tacos with the hot stuff. Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Next hour. $4 you call it. $4 you call it for the next hour. Blaze.
Report to the main stage.
Karl, I think you missed your calling. I think you might have been.
I want you to use your best radio announcer voice and say, Blaze, report to the main stage.
Blaze, report to the main stage.
Close.
No. I've never actually done a radio voice.
DJ. I think you could have been a DJ at one of those spots.
One of those places. I don't think Karl knows what we're talking about.
No. I'm aware.
Oh, have you frequented establishments like that?
Steak and fries.
Steak and fries for lunch? Yeah. Rudy J, I'm Rob Thompson. We're on the main stage.
$4 you call it.
$4 you call it. And I was going to say a name of a shot that I shouldn't say on air. And that is Karl. You got to be careful with some of those shots. Some are buttery. I almost lost it there. Hey, we want to thank Vince Trevino for dropping by some delicious sugary treats this morning. As you can tell, we're sugared up.
I am. Is that what it is?
I think it is. Between the coffee and the exuberance of being exactly 25 minutes away from the weekend, as Rudy J is.
Yeah, your weekend doesn't start till 2, right?
I got a little bit more work to do, but I'm not swinging an axe. How hard could it be?
True that.
So the Atlanta Falcons made some news, and we were so excited to hear. And you know what? I'm even happier when I hear the backstory to this. So we hear this week that the Atlanta Falcons have reached 100% vaccination rate, and we sat back and go, Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, must have taken some time to bring in experts in the field and take questions and do everything you can to allay the concerns and promote the idea that vaccinations work. It's science. Go get the shot. And it worked. We thought.
Yes.
But it didn't work completely. Now, they did have all but 2 get vaccinated. But to achieve that 100% rate, those 2, they're in the unemployment line today. They were released for not getting vaxxed.
Let's go to my lawyer, Rob Thompson. As one of these players that got
I'm not
cut,
a lawyer. I know a few.
I know. But you're my lawyer on the show.
You're in trouble.
Do my clients have a case for getting fired for not being vaccinated? Why not? Help me understand.
You can in the manner of business, require your employees to be healthy.
Or I could say you suck. I can hide behind like, hey, he just wasn't good enough. It wasn't had nothing to do with the vaccination.
I don't know if I would assume that Georgia's a right to work state, but you
Texas
also
is,
have
right?
and as an employer, you have the ability to fire anybody for anything except for protected classes. I could fire you because I don't like you. I can't fire you because you're old. I can't fire you if you're part of a protected class for that reason. I can't fire you because you're handicapped and I just don't have the money to upgrade my facilities to make sure I can't do that. I got to upgrade the facilities. I can't let you go because you're black, gray, green, whatever. You can't cite that as a reason. I can let you go because I just don't like the way you button your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way you wear your shoes, but I can't do that. So I can enforce upon you the idea that you got to take the shot, because in the manner of your business, in your day-to-day, you are likely to come in contact with that, and I can't afford to pay the sick days while you're gone. So just as hospitals can mandate the vaccination, just as universities can mandate a series of vaccinations, just like schools can mandate certain vaccinations be had unless you can't or won't because of religious or medical reasons.
Oh, yeah. My kids have to get shots all the time.
There's nothing that protects your body from getting a shot. Now, you don't have to get the shot. You just don't have to work there. You know what I mean? They're not saying you have to get the shot to just exist. But if you don't get the shot, you can't be an Atlanta Falcon.
Yeah, because I don't think it's a coincidence that they go to 100% after they release these two guys. That don't seem like a coincidence to me.
And the NBA, the NFL, and every other entity has said, you don't have to get the shot, but your life's going to suck unless you do.
Right.
We're going to make it so difficult on you that you will have to decide, do I want to suffer through the difficulties? And some are going to take that stand, right or wrong, say, I'll deal with it. I'm not going to do it. Others, as we have been seen, felt bullied, felt pressured, but at the end did go get their vaccination. And Atlanta leaned on them until they said no. Washington State's dealing with it right now. Their head coach is about to get let go.
Crazy times, Rob. We don't get along on anything.
You can't make sense out of nonsense.
Agree with that totally.
Well, we were headed toward. Oh, I want to talk NBA real quick.
Yes.
So I'm sitting with my nephews last night, and very intelligent kids. One goes to Texas, one goes to A&M. They're all smart guys, no basketball. One turns to me, watch Summer League? I said, yes. He goes, I got a question for you. Will the NBA allow Davion Mitchell to play the same kind of defense that made the name, that made that Sacramento team a champion in the Summer League in the league next year? In November, can he do what he did?
Absolutely not. They would never let, even college basketball defense is way more physical than NBA. In college basketball, they let you pressure them, put your hands on them. You can get real handsy in college, and they also let you get away with it, I'm sure, in the G League, and they did it in the Summer League. But if Davion Mitchell thinks that these NBA refs are going to let him do that to Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Trae Young while they're on TNT, and when we want people to drop 50 and we want people to be sitting there watching, he's insane. No, they're not going to let him body people up like that. And then some people's going to make them upset. But this isn't the 90s. This isn't Ron Harper. No. This is Derek Harper. Derek Harper would guide you down the floor with his hand on your hip and just move you to where he wanted you to. And Michael Jordan was scoring on people still with the hand check. For you LeBron lovers. There's no hand checking in today's NBA. But I'm just letting you know. But no. To answer your nephew's question, Rob, absolutely not. Yeah, they'll let him do it to DeJounte Murray.
There you go.
But they ain't gonna let him do it to Steph, Dame, and Trae Young.
I love the opportunity to watch a game and expect or think it's likely that somebody's gonna go give 40. Somebody's gonna show me something tonight.
Right.
But have we gotten to the point where the pendulum has swung to the freedom of movement and the free-flowing offense so far that it is now warping the game?
Yep, and I think it's going on that in the NFL as well.
I think so too. But in the NFL, no, you're absolutely right.
It's going on in both.
But I'm not sure how warped the NFL feels right now.
When Dak Prescott is throwing for almost 5,000 yards, it's so slighted toward the offense, it's not even funny. You can't, like, to the Jalen Ramseys of the world, the guys that can really defend, like, you're really special. Like, you're a different kind of special to be able to be a lockdown corner in today's NFL. because the receivers are so protected. After 5 yards, do not put a hand on him. Don't hold him. Don't chuck him too hard at the line. Don't hit him too hard after he catches it. These guys are different, man. It's a different time, but definitely in the NBA. But the other thing, though, Rob, I don't think Davion he would get up on them like that anyway. There's certain guys that you're not just going to crowd that way.
Yeah, off night's not going to.
Off night,
you're not going to give Steph an off night.
No, you're not going to do that because Steph's going to get you off balance, pull up, and it's going to be a long night. It ain't going to be an off night. It's going to be a long night. But it's a great question by your nephew.
Because when you think about the difficulty, and at the end of the day, Team USA, it wasn't difficult. They stumbled out of the blocks, but once they found their depth, and was there ever any worry after we lost the two? There wasn't. And with every passing game, as they got more and more accustomed to how the game was called, they got better at it. Now, I was worried when we were down 15 in Australia in the semis. No, there was that.
I was worried a little bit when we were down 15 in Australia. I ain't going to lie.
Your respect.
Yes.
But I will say that with every passing game ref, the players got more and more accustomed to being jostled. You know, I think the first couple of games when Nigeria was pushing them off the dribble, they were looking for a call, and no call was coming. The ball was going the other direction.
Pop was like, they ain't calling that. Y'all play through it.
It's a big boy ball, man. You have to strap it on and play. But that does two things. One, it's a bit of a barrier to entry because the game is so different from the European game that you come over and you make your name defensively in Europe by doing these things. You're never going to be able to get away with that. And there's always going to be issues with defense from the European types. They just don't play it the way that we do. But on the other side, you know, Popovich has a desire, a need to have a big post that can battle in traffic, that isn't a shooter, but can pass and all that. And when you play in a I'm not going to say violent, but a rough game like the Europeans play, those guys get good at that. You look at what Luka's good at and what Jokic is good at. Man, they get in the paint, they get in the lane, they know how to get you on their hip, and it doesn't matter how you play,
Luka
rough or not.
Beautifully.
They control you because they're used to for the defenders to try to control them, and our guys are not. Now you put a hand on our guys, they're they're going to swipe through and wait for the foul.
Yeah, they're like,
The pendulum always swings. We went from the 90s where, we were happy to get 85 points, you know, and then it swung all the way over. And I think the pendulum for free-flowing offense is about as far as we can go.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is ticky-tack fouls have become too important in the game. I think we're going to come back a little bit. I think we'll bring it in a little bit where defense needs to step up a bit. But I don't want to give up the 40 burgers. I do like the idea of watching somebody go off. But I do want to allow our guys to play a little bit of defense.
Yeah. Well, when the pendulum was swinging, Rob, the dynasty we saw here kind of slowed it down.
It did.
I don't know if y'all remember the Derek Fisher point forward game, I think was 72-71. It was in the 70s. Some of the Detroit series, the 05 was like 80-something to 70-something.
Some of those games, the Spurs didn't even get off 10 3-point shots in a game.
Yeah.
And the Pistons didn't even match that. It's crazy how much the 3-point shot has come along since the early part of the century.
So while that pendulum was swinging, Popovich grabbed it and said, hold on.
Did you hear the early part of the century?
Is that what he said? The early part of the century.
I just had 4 more hairs turn gray. Bing, just right then when he said that.
Carl makes me feel old at least
I
twice
was
a
born
show.
in the middle of the last century.
Yeah, at least twice a show. Carl makes me feel old. At least twice a show.
Century,
it's like his job. Like, let me make sure I get Rudy his old reference. Okay, show can move on.
We'll have points of emphasis when the season begins. And
they don't stick to them.
But then they go away, right? So they'll have points of emphasis about, some hand checking or whatever. And that's gone. I don't think hand checking should be part of the game, quite frankly. I think that's the best thing they ever did.
Really?
But I don't like...
I got to be able to touch you a little. These guys are too good.
Use your elbow.
Yeah, I got to be able to touch you a little.
But we were coached. I knew how to... I could take anybody off the dribble. I could push them off the dribble.
Yeah.
Unless you were a fullback. There was a way I could make sure you weren't going to get by me, and it wasn't because I was quicker or played better defense. I could just nudge you enough to where you couldn't go where you wanted to go, especially if I knew the play. Now, you can't do that. And I appreciate the coaches can truly X's and O. You can truly run a play. But I do like the idea of having the guys that, not the goons, not
Rick Mahorn,
not Mahorn or Jeff Ruland or all those old school guys that were in the league because they could take a punch.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Me neither.
But I do recognize that the reason Australia and the reason that the French were capable of even hanging close to us because they realized they were tougher than we were.
Yeah.
And I would like to be able to bring some of that back.
Us.
Yeah, they did.
They also know the FIBA rules better. The craziest thing that I thought that was the biggest deal for the Americans was that they were not called for too many travels because you're not allowed to pick up your pivot foot without a dribble being placed on the ground in FIBA. While in the NBA, you're allowed to pick up and land your pivot foot without a dribble.
Yeah, that's the only NBA is the only place in the world that has that.
Right.
The FIBA rules you see inflicted on kids now.
Yeah.
You want to go to see some travels called? Go check out a junior high game.
Oh, gosh, it's the worst.
I know we need to learn the rules, but can we just play some ball? We want to thank everybody for hanging with us. We're going to put a bow on the show. Have us a donut. R&R in the morning. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you cooked on the grill or smoker, and you can win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market. Grilling with the Blitz. Online at sasportstar.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/joy.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
2 teams, 22 players, and over 100,000 screaming maniacs. Your home for Cowboys football on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Opinions. We got them. Keep them coming. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The Lonely Boys tell us, vamonos.
About that time.
R&R almost in the books. If you missed any of it, go to sasportstar.com. The audio vault brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. You can catch up on all things R&R and halftime and blitz. Don't forget, halftime is here in just a couple of hours. The Pierce Dollar Dame's got a new record out.
Yeah. Whole album, videos, visuals, everything.
Maybe that's what he was doing in Tokyo.
because he didn't play well.
Mm-mm.
He didn't play well in Tokyo at all. It seemed like he checked out pretty quick.
And I also thought it's been interesting that we have not heard from him since he's come back, since the postseason was done, for the most part.
Portland's heard from him.
Yeah, and I imagine he's not very happy.
No, he can't be.
So you get the feeling as the promotion goes for his new album, there might be some discussion as to what happens in Portland. And then we get all the way back into that Ben Simmons, the day ends in Y, who's going to trade him today or who's going to trade for him today. And we're still seeing more rumors. Spurs continue to be a part of that. We'll get into that at halftime. I want to remind everybody we got your Rangers tonight. Get going about 6 o'clock. They're taking on the Sox, who just got pelted and battered by the Yankees. We do have your Cowboys on Saturday. Well, at 6 o'clock, they're taking on the Texans and for the Governors Cup.
No Deshaun, no Dak, no interest.
You're right.
I shouldn't be like that.
No, it's true. Call preseason games what they are. There's no interest there.
I'm indifferent. I'm so indifferent. I'm like, if I catch it, I do. If I don't, I don't. But I mean, I guess we have to watch the Cowboys. I mean, people want to know. We are the home of the Cowboys.
We are, and we
got to make sure you catch.
We want you to listen and pay attention, and we do care about the schemes. But if we're not going to see anybody, what's the point? If I don't know, if I can't recognize the number.
But the good friend of SA Sports Star, you heard him on the Blitz during Oxnard, Kurt Warner.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, I'm watching NFL Network, doing a little homework, making sure I'm catching up on all the teams around the league. He said the reason why he wants to see Dak Prescott and he wants to see Joe Burrow, he said because as a QB, he said it's not about whether you're 100% or not. He said it's about how you react when guys start falling down around you. Because when guys start falling down around you and you've had lower leg injuries, now you're throwing before you want to.
Mm-hmm.
The window's closed. Something you thought was there isn't there, and it's all because you haven't had any type of contact, not even getting hit. He didn't even say getting hit. He just said people falling down around your lower extremities, and that causes turnovers. And I was like, hey, you know what, Kurt? You're onto something there.
I completely agree.
Joe Burrow, Saquon, Dak, but especially he just focused on the quarterback. Dak, Joe Burrow, he feels like it's necessary for them to play preseason, and he thinks it's a mistake if they both don't.
Which ankle did Dak broke his?
Right.
I
don't know. Good question. I don't know. I can't remember which
He broke
leg.
his right ankle, I believe.
Okay.
I think so. And if you're right-handed, that's your push ankle. That's the power foot.
Yes.
You're pushing off.
Yes.
So not only when he was rehabbing, he probably couldn't push off the same way he did with that ankle. That might be why that shoulder got so wore out, because he didn't have that push off.
Yeah.
And you're right. Shaking that rust off prior to the first game, almost as important as absolute complete health. So, yeah, that first series is going to be weird for Dak against Tampa as those 11 starters start rolling in on him. Hey, we're about to head to the hills. We'll be back in just a couple of hours. Karl's going to sit down. We're going to talk a lot about this weekend's games, a look at a brand new record, and keep you entertained for a couple hours. The Blitz will be going at 4 o'clock. If you missed Jason Minnick's interview yesterday with the writer of that Dak Prescott column, you really need to go to sasportstar.com and listen to it. Really great insight into Dak Prescott and what he's all gone through. Well, let's head for the hills. Got big plans this weekend, Rudy? No. Karl? No. Let's get out of here.
Emotion. There are few places in the broadcast universe where emotion is so sweet.